Live from Media Row in Santa Clara, this is Patriots Unfiltered.
We all we need. We all we got. We all we need. We all we got. We all we need. From the bottom to the top with incredible speed. I said, we all we got. We all we need. We all we got. We all we need. We all we got. We all we need. Leave the bodies at the bottom, hit the top of the league. Come on.
Presented by BuyAToyota.com.
All right, welcome to Patriots Unfiltered, live from Radio Row. It is day 4, our final day at Radio Row. It's been a great week.
That's been awesome.
It is
Yeah,
kind of upsetting.
a lot of buzz, a lot of guests, a lot of fun here at Radio Row. But we're going to wrap it up today. We got 4 more hours, though, and a lot more guests. A couple interesting guests lined up. I think everyone's going to
this is the show.
enjoy.
This is the one to watch.
Have a lot of fun with.
Get ready.
Get ready. Buckle your seatbelts. But it's Evan, it's Deuce, it's me, it's Paul, it's Anthony and Matt behind the scenes. Matisse gathering up people to bring on. And
Matisse has been chasing around Stephen A. Smith for quite a while.
yeah.
Matisse, I will not go on your show.
Yeah.
Stop asking me.
We had to tell him, like, Matisse, you're getting on stalker level a little bit. We're going to have to leave Stephen A. alone.
That's all right. At least he waved to us. You know.
He gave us a little.
Yeah. So big night for the Patriots last night.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Coaches.
Congratulations.
NFL honors. Let's start it off with Adam Vinatieri getting
Congratulations.
into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good for him.
Well deserved.
Second ballot, a year too late, but that's okay. He got in. And,
I think it's still pretty impressive.
yeah.
The kicker gets in the second try.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Greatest kicker of all time.
There were only 3, I think, true kickers. There are guys who kicked and played other positions, like back in the old days.
Like
when
Tom
you did
Tupa?
that.
Yeah.
Lou Groza.
Gino.
Right.
But I think it's Jan Stenerud
Yep.
and who's the other one? Why am I
Morton
Anderson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the only other 2 true kickers. So elite company for Adam Vinatieri, and obviously
Yep.
And you
very
guys
much deserved.
You guys witnessed firsthand, and Paul, you were on the field for, I mean, the biggest moment of his career, the biggest kick. I mean, I know the Super Bowl is big, but that kick in the snow, great Super Bowl game winning, of course, that's a huge kick, but that kick into the snow, I'm sorry, like even on TV, it looked impossible. And Paul, your story of you couldn't even see the other end of the stadium to know if the ball went through. So
Somebody
he did that, and then he did it again to win the game that night. You know?
Somebody asked Vrabel about it yesterday just to tee him up on it, and he said that the kick in the snow, which I'm sure he's talking about the one that sent it to overtime, is the longer one, right?
45 yards.
Yeah, he said
that was
that's the greatest feat he's ever seen on a football field.
Yeah.
Was Vinatieri making that kick, and he was like, that was just an unbelievable kick, and Vinatieri. It's just one of those guys that was one of the first true pillars of Dynasty 1.0.
And even the one to win in 2001, the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like it
Those
was
were the
only like
2
48
kicks.
yards, but it was right down the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even a question.
Yeah,
It was,
and at the time, a 48-yarder was, now they make them as commonplace,
Yeah.
but at
It
the
wasn't
time
a
it
chip
wasn't
shot.
an automatic kick.
Plus under that pressure.
Yeah,
I was
Yeah.
always amazed that Bill called him their best player. Like the game comes down to our best player, and I was like, wait, what? That always struck me as like, that's an interesting way to put it.
Which is always another backhanded way of making it about him. But, I'm not going to get into that because this is Adam's time, and I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
So Patriots from the Dynasty gets into the
yes.
There we go, Ev. We're chipping away at those Steelers.
Yeah.
And Elsie Greenwood did not get in, and I'm not saying that to brag on him. That sounded bad. But
It did sound bad.
Roger Craig is the only one that got in on the senior committee. So, which is where Belichick and Mr. Kraft were nominated for it as well. So only one of the 5 guys actually ended up getting in after all of the hullabaloo about
Right.
Yeah.
Belichick and Kraft.
That's crazy. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Adam's in, and then in terms of the AP awards, Mike Vrabel, Coach of the Year.
Yeah, swept the coaches categories.
Second time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So that's awesome. Well deserved. I think there were others that were also deserving
That was a
of
tough.
it.
To me, that was a tough one.
It was
a tough
close.
one.
I didn't see the voting. Was it close?
Him and Liam Cohen were very close.
Yeah,
Really?
and I think
Yes.
you could have made an argument for
Ben
so many
Johnson
guys.
was at number 2?
No, he was 4 actually. I think
What?
I believe it. It was Vrabel, Liam Cohen, Mike McDonald,
Yeah.
Ben Johnson.
Huh.
But Vrabel got 19 of the first place votes, and Liam Cohen got 16.
Wow.
So it
that's
was
close. Yeah,
wasn't
that's
as close as MVP, but it was close.
Yeah.
Yeah, MVP was razor.
So we're going to
Yeah.
get to that in a second. But then Assistant Coach of the Year, Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels won that as well. So both coaches, those are the only two coaching categories, so they won them both. And
then as we kind of expected as we got closer to it, Matthew Stafford won MVP, but it was damn close.
It was very close.
Yeah, it was a 5-point difference. Way the votes work, first place is 3, second place is 2, third place is 1, and you put 1, 2, 3 on your ballot. And so it was 366 to 361 in favor of Stafford, and only one first place vote went to Stafford, 24 to 23 in the first place vote. So it was really, really close. Really close.
Yeah,
which I was glad to see. I mean, I'm with Freddie as it was sort of approaching. A lot of people seem to be talking in terms of Drake was the runner-up. Even Matt Hasselbeck called him the runner-up yesterday. I don't know if he knew, one way or the other. So I kind of got the impression, but I was glad that it was so close. So people really did give it some thought and didn't just, even though Evan and I have sort of bickered about the numbers, they didn't just go on the numbers. They went into the analytical numbers that Evan talks about, those kinds of metrics, because obviously it was razor thin. It could have gone either way. Now, if the guy didn't vote for, Justin Herbert, who knows? Maybe he would have got that vote, would have gone to Drake, and it would have been tied.
Yeah, it's funny now that they're in the Super Bowl and he has a chance to win the Super Bowl and potentially win Super Bowl MVP if he plays well.
Right.
I don't really care as much about, I would have been up in arms about this if it was, they weren't playing in the Super Bowl, but now they have bigger things on the mind.
Did you have any thought, Ev, to maybe doing an emergency podcast last night to discuss that?
I was asked to actually come into an emergency podcast of the outrage of the MVP vote. You know what? I think that
Evan, I got it on my X. Alex Barth is live.
Reaction.
Yeah.
I think that it's sometimes with these things you have to have like the MVP season before the MVP season. So now that Drake May has established himself as this level of quarterback, hopefully the next time around, that he has this kind of statistical season, he ends up winning the award. But Matthew Stafford got the lifetime achievement.
I hope that Sunday he does more to establish himself as that level of quarterback.
That's the MVP
that'll
I
be,
care about.
This is the ultimate test.
It did pivot to that real quick. Yeah. Now it's like, it's.
Well, I'm glad that the coaches got acknowledged, and for somebody like me, I love coaching in general. I just guess I witnessed a pretty good coaching season where you had two coaches that were noticed by the league for the job that they did. And having done this now for a little bit, experienced different kinds of teams, different locker rooms, I can see why. The results obviously on the field speak for themselves, but we were in that locker room all season long, and it was just great vibes. And anytime anyone talks about Mike Vrabel or Josh McDaniels for that matter, it's just such praise for all the buttons that they push, the way that they teach, the way that they engage their players. So credit to them. I mean, Josh McDaniels, it's just I'm so happy for him. He had a tough go of it again with the Raiders and had a year off, and to come back and to win this award, I think it's just, this guy's probably the greatest offensive coordinator in Patriots history.
Yeah.
And I don't know who else would even
be. And so
in
then there was a minor category, Players of the Year that Drake won.
He won
among some other players.
FedEx
Air Player of the Year.
Player of the Year.
Yeah, there's like Air, Ground, and one other one, and Drake May won the Air Player, so the best passing season.
Okay.
Hell yeah, he should.
Went to Drake May, but I think with.
I think that should have been reversed. That should have been Stafford, and May should have been.
Some of those are thrown to Puka Nakua, and then he runs like 80 yards.
That's what I just didn't understand about the way that the nominations worked, was because they said the MVP was supposed to be based off value, right? Who's the most valuable player,
right?
And then Offensive Player of the Year is who had the best season,
right?
Right.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you think that Stafford was the one that might have had the better statistical season?
Yes.
But May was the more valuable player to his team.
Yes.
And they somehow they reversed those.
Yeah.
When they put the voting out, which was kind of weird.
Yeah. So all of that stuff is fun, and I'm sure it's meaningful to those who win it, but
bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. We're moving on.
But it's just
it's
another indication of the whole we're back.
Yep.
They're back in the mix for these things. They're being talked about with the most prestigious awards that the league has, and obviously on the biggest stage with the game coming on Sunday. So
yeah, I think
it's been a whirlwind.
With Vrabel, one of the things we wrote about it on the website last night, obviously, and I just don't think when they hired him, because we didn't know him, his coaching style well enough yet, I didn't realize how much of a CEO head coach he truly is in terms of his ability to make an impact in every part of the football team, like not just defense, which obviously would be his specialty, but the way that he's coached Drake May, the way that he's coached, in special teams, just watching him out there, on the practice field and watching him get into these drills and the techniques that he's drilling and things like that. His in-game management with Stretch,
Right.
like all the things that he's able to do. All these other coaches that get nominated for these things have a specialty. Mike McDonald's a defensive coach, a defensive play caller. Liam Cohen's an offensive play caller. Kyle Shanahan's an offensive play caller. Vrabel just does it all.
Well, I don't know how
everybody.
much they do on their teams as well. They might do more.
They put the chest pad on,
Yeah,
letting people
but
whack them.
The thing about Vrabel is, and you hate to make comparisons to last year because it's really not fair, but from day one, Gerard Mayo was underwater.
Yeah.
He had no connections. He had no network. He was totally beholden to others to bring in people to support him.
Yeah.
And, they weren't the best. They weren't, Vrabel from day one had people that he knew, he trusted, he knew what their strengths were, and he brought in just a great support system for him that allows him to get involved in all these other areas.
Yeah.
But at the same time, have all these areas, have people in charge that, could help him out. And that's such a huge difference from this year to last year.
Yeah.
Was just the structure of, the football operations and the quality of people down there helping Vrabel.
Yeah, I mean, and to that point, Fred, I feel like Vrabel he checks every box that if you were creating an NFL coach in a lab, he's got the NFL playing cachet. And I mean, it's not just like, he was a good defensive player. Like, the guy caught touchdowns as a defensive player. So
whatever he did, he
he's
did
got
well.
some swag
Yeah.
on the offensive side too. So that the players are going to immediately buy in. But he also was raised by educators, and he has, that's something that he continually, mentions about trying to reach the players and connecting with them as people first. And that's something that I've heard a lot, is that you feel like he cares about his players as people first and not as players. And the final thing I'll point to is, he had some time in Tennessee to get what Gerard didn't get, which work out the kinks, build more of a network, he had to turn over some coaches. He had to interview guys. So, getting that first experience, it feels like here in New England, and certainly the experience he had here, he was fully embraced by the fan base immediately. And that's why that's when you end up like this.
I think that second time around is really valuable, especially with head coaches. You just learn from it. There's no way you could do everything right the first time. You're going to make mistakes, and you're always going to make. But at least you have that time to have made the mistakes and then learn from them. And I think one of the things that I think he did learn from Tennessee is to be more of that people person and to get to know the players and, earn their loyalty and their trust, because it's a two-way street. And one of the first things he did when he came here in his initial team meeting, and we had it on Forge in Foxborough, is to show it's a lot better if we're walking together instead of pushing against each other. If we walk together, we get there a lot smoother and quicker than if we're constantly pushing each other. And, if we trust each other and it's a two-way street, we can get there. And I don't know if he learned that at Tennessee, but it's certainly something he brought here and emphasized from day one.
Yeah. It's just so exciting. Like, I love, Vrabel mentioned it at some point, telling Will Campbell he's going to do the morning announcements next year too, and they're going back. But just like the mention of next year and these vibes, and I know it's going to be a new team and they got to reestablish everything, but no matter how this game goes on Sunday night, in about 5 months when we get back out on that practice field, I'm going to be so jacked up to see this team come back together, and what does it look like this time, and who do they bring in, and what does Vrabel change, and how does he – I'm sure there'll be tweaks and everything. So there's just a lot of excitement. Obviously the Patriots in the Super Bowl, so that probably goes without saying, but at the same time right now, going from where you were a year ago, where you're at the bottom of the hill, and I think at this point we had Vrabel back, but it was like it still felt like it's going to be a long road back to where we used to be, and look, here we are.
It just kind of speaks to also just with both of them winning it, like how lucky they are to have Vrabel and McDaniels paired together. And for the time being, I just don't think Josh is going anywhere anytime really soon. And you know, I just that's rare. And when you hire a coach that isn't the offensive architect, that isn't the offensive play caller, you can cycle through coordinators a lot. And you know, to have Josh McDaniels is a real godsend for Drake May. And by the time Josh, if he does move on, like hopefully at that point Drake May is kind of bulletproof in his career. Is 4 or 5 years down the line where he's so established that it's not going to matter too much that he has a new play caller and a new coordinator.
I mean, it's just a quality staff. You know, you look at Zack Core. You know, Terrell Williams, gets sick and can't coach. And he
incredible.
Steps in and. I don't know if Vrabel knew he was going to be this good, but he knew he was good enough to be on his staff. And sure enough, he steps in, and defense has been playing great. I look at the offensive line staff that Vrabel put together, and again, I don't know if he consciously thought 3 coaches are better than 1, but starting with Doug Marrone, you've got these guys that are able to divvy it up and kind of divide and conquer when it comes to coaching this offensive line that, let's face it, last year was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
No,
the 3-0 line coach has been great. I think Doug Marrone's experience as a head coach in the league kind of allows him to be the head coach of the offensive line and really delegate and be able to lead that group. And Jason Hadling has been an offensive line coach before, so he's also run the room in Tennessee for Vrabel. So it's basically like you have almost 3 offensive line coaches that could run the room if they really had to.
That's what I was just going to say, Evan. That's something they got away from was that coaching depth, and the Belichick coaching tree, was so pillaged. Yes. And you got to the point where there's when there's nobody left to take over. And now, I don't think Josh is going anywhere either, but I think Ashton Grant's a very promising young coach.
Thomas
Brown is, getting interviews. Zack Core has now basically been a defensive coordinator for a year, and who knows how that's going to manifest itself next year and what his role will be. But that's great experience for him. Now, even if Terrell Williams comes back next year and he's the DC, Zack Core's got some really good ideas, input, because he's been there and done that. So I love building that up. And, I start to think about, might this coaching staff change a little bit, as all coaching staffs do every year, but it feels like they're pretty well insulated to protect against any departures.
What's going to stink is with success, you get that pilfering.
Yeah.
And, guys like Zack Core and maybe Thomas Brown and, they're going to get looks from other teams.
Right. Success, that's what happens.
Yeah, Thomas Brown is one. I don't know if it will be this cycle, but he's somebody that has already had some interviews and probably would have some opportunities to be an offensive coordinator someplace else, and that could happen. And I'd also just shout out Todd Downing, too, who I think has done an excellent job with the wide receiver room. Like, that wide receiver room, the culture in that room has done a total 180, and obviously Stephon Diggs gets a lot of that credit, and Matt Collins as the veterans in that room. But the night and day comparison of the attitude and all that kind of stuff in that room, and the fact that the ball does get distributed a lot, and some weeks it's not going to be your week to get a lot of targets, and you don't hear a lot of complaining about targets or playing time. And there's guys in there like Pop Douglas, for example, would have every reason to be a little bit disappointed with how much he's played, and you don't hear a peep of anything like that.
In terms of the turnabout in the room, wouldn't you say that Booty is most improved on this team?
Absolutely.
On the short list,
Absolutely.
Yeah, but just the attention to detail, we were talking over the last couple of years so much about like route spacing and like guys are on top of each other and the concepts aren't marrying. It doesn't make any like that. We haven't brought in any of that up a single time. Yeah,
route spacing.
Yeah.
I just hopped on Louisiana radio here before I came on, and they saw it with their own eyes. They're like, how has this happened with Keyshawn Bodie?
Yeah.
And I told them, the story I've told 100 times here on Unfiltered of there's the contrast of that first game he played, not getting his feet down, and now he's the guy who knows exactly when to get down and to make those big catches to seal games. And I'm excited. I think he's got an opportunity to have a huge game this weekend, and I think they're really going to need him. That's the special sauce, right? I mean, that's Drake chucking it down the field to him. If they can get that going.
So you did Louisiana.
Yeah.
Is Duluth on your list? I
hope
that
so.
later. Or like
Duluth. He did Seattle yesterday. Don't
Minnesota,
forget.
Duluth. I don't know who they'd be asking me about Des Moines. I'm making the rounds. I did a little Seattle hit, and I think I got to go on Fred, you email me. I'm going on Australian morning radio, which we assume it's called G'day, Mate.
Well, after my rant yesterday,
they might ask me off.
That was an off-air rant, though, wasn't it?
No,
that was on air.
No, because
Are we hearing about it?
somebody from Australia emailed me and said, Fred, at first I was offended, but then the more I thought about it, because you're right. It's like
you're turning Australians
we
against
don't really
Australia?
have a lot here that you don't have anywhere else, and maybe I'm going to move.
Lots of poisonous snakes.
Yeah, a lot of animals that can kill you over there. All right, so that's kind of the roundup from last night. The big news going in today. The Patriots will have another practice.
Yeah, I mean we could talk about the injury report a little bit yesterday. That came out, and Harold Landry did not participate. Robert Spillane did. My personal interpretation, Harold Landry, they let him try to rest it up. They gave him a go on Wednesday. I don't know how it responded. Probably not too good if he didn't practice Thursday. We'll see today. But I have a feeling today is probably going to be more of like walkthrough, situational kind of stuff. Like there was the competitive practices the last 2 days that you'd want to be out there for. So I'm a little encouraged by Spillane. Maybe that's a sign he's going to play, but I think this arrow probably on Harold Landry is pointing down.
Yeah, and I don't, Harold Landry. At this point, Anthony Jennings and Elijah Ponder are probably just healthier, and been more effective as a result. So as much as it's a bummer for him as a veteran player and a captain and a guy that's been probably waiting for the chance to play in a Super Bowl his whole career, I don't think that's like some huge drop off that they're going to miss him compared to Jennings, with Jennings out there the way he's been playing. Robert Spillane's a big one, and I think it's kind of comparing that to Nick Amenwori, for Seattle right now. They have two key defenders on both teams that are both actually have ankle injuries, ironically, and are key pieces to their defenses and their availability, and then also if they do play, their effectiveness is going to be a big part of this game.
And Amenwori did not participate.
He didn't participate yesterday. And that was McDonald was kind of not sure. It's on Wednesday night if he was going to give it a go on Thursday or not. And then he didn't practice. So we'll see. One of the things that Robert Spillane said yesterday was, at this point he has so many reps banked that it's not necessarily that he has to get out there to get ready to play in the game. He's ready to play in the game. It's more about testing it and seeing where he's at physically. But Amenwori's a rookie. So that's a different. Right. Ball game, I think, than a guy like Spillane who's 8-9 years into the league.
So today they'll have their final report that'll come out at the end of the day.
Game statuses,
and
whatnot.
Yeah. But people can still be questionable and be a game time decision.
Sure.
Right.
I just think if Harold Landry's going to be inactive, that's going to be a tough name to write down on the inactive list for Mike Vrabel with the relationship they have. I mean, based on what I've heard from Vrabel over the years, maybe Harold Landry, the player that he is closest to, especially personally off the field, seems like they're very connected.
What would you describe it as? Critical?
Did I do that? Did I do a little bit of phrasing?
Closest to?
I'm just going to warn all our fans that as the Mike Vrabel continues, I'm
definitely
probably going to start to talk like him a little bit more.
Yeah, it's definitely wearing off on all of us.
Hope I can pick up a little bit of his sarcastic wit. I saw.
I don't have any of that.
I saw Pop Douglas, and Pop Douglas is probably the perfect person to describe this. And he's like, sometimes you don't really know, but then he starts laughing, and then But Pop's always got a big smile on his face. But you guys know Vrabel with the straight face comedy lines, and then he has that little smirk on him, and that he's busting chops again. So it's been fun to watch.
All right, 855-PATS-500 is the hotline. Podcast@patriots.com is the email address. We'll have a lot of guests today. So our first one, our friend. Who?
Yes.
Robert Gallery's coming up soon.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Okay. He had a cup of coffee with the Patriots.
He did.
All right. So, okay. I didn't realize that.
Booked him on Tuesday.
He wasn't on my list. But anyway, okay. All right. Let's get to some of these emails, shall we? Dave writes in from New Hampshire. We all know Zack Core had to seriously step up into the D.C. role this season. One thing I never see mentioned is that this was his first year ever being a position coach in the NFL. Really crazy that he survived and thrived, essentially going straight from defensive assistant to calling the defense. I mean, that is a big jump.
It's a huge jump. And, I mean, listening to the quarterbacks, Castle and Hoyer talk a little bit about Josh McDaniels, and what goes into his game calls and how he tests things out and sees how they're going to react. And it's just so much thought going on at a different level than, us that haven't ever had to be in the fire and call plays and look at the play sheet and know what the trends are. And so for Zack Core to be able to do that on the defensive side of the ball, especially I think as Paul pointed out yesterday, where Sean Payton's coming out and saying that they fooled us, it's an outstanding sign. It speaks so highly of Zack Core, his football knowledge, and people have asked him a lot about like how it's evolved, and he's usually a pretty tight to the vest kind of a guy, but you can tell that it's a process that's really hard to do on the fly when you're not even expecting to have to do it.
And we don't know, at least I don't know exactly how much involvement Vrabel has in the day-to-day workings of the defense, but if it's a lot, he's kind of kept it under wraps, Vrabel. Mm-hmm. He hasn't made a big deal about it if he is really involved. Core's been getting all the credit. Yeah. We assume that Vrabel has input, like he has input in everything, but it's not like we know that, he's really the guy running the defense like Ben Johnson runs the offense in Chicago.
That is a good point, Fred, and one that, Vrabel has been a DC and, in Houston, and so he probably does deserve a little credit to help, lean on him for that kind of stuff. And, but Vrabel, they just haven't really talked about it. I think it's fascinating to understand the evolution of understanding play calls and all the detail that goes into it, but they never really play with us on that. They never really give us anything.
Yeah, I think that it always seems to be the same in terms of like how you put together a game plan, and they divvy it up among the assistant, position coaches. Those guys each get like a situation or a down or red zone, third down, first and second down that they study the opponent on, and they kind of divvy it up. And it seems to me like a lot of it is, on defense, they kind of all divvy up and they come together, and then Vrabel kind of sits at the front of the table, head of the table, and they present the game plan to him, and he kind of says yes or no and gives his 2 cents on little things like that maybe he sees and wants to tweak. But I think you hear a lot more about Vrabel helping with like actual individual coaching of players, like technique and pass rush moves or opposite offensive line, kind of recreating what the defensive line might do against the Patriots offensive line. There's a lot of that conversation that goes on, more so because you're right, Deuce, they don't give us a ton of insight into what goes on behind the scenes in terms of the game planning, but there's a lot of players that say like he's constantly put your hand here instead of your hand there, and like things like that he's just very good at.
Let's see. Jordan writes in, at this point, I think we've done so much prognosticating that there isn't much left to decipher in the game. Mina's take earlier this week seems like the most realistic possibility. The Patriots' defense may be a little overhyped, and the Patriots' offense may be a little underhyped. I expect both to come back to the mean in this game. Beyond that, we're going to find out if Drake May has that clutch gene on the biggest stage. Trailing by less than 7 on the final drive of the game, I ultimately want the ball in his hands. Give me the Patriots 27-23 and breaking the tie with the Steelers for the most Super Bowl wins of all time. All right, well, I hope you're right, Jordan. Hey, who's this? Robert Gallery. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Fred Kirsch.
Hey, Fred.
How you doing?
Great.
Paul Perillo, Evan Lazar, Mike Dussault.
Evan Lazar's over
Evan's over there. This is a large man.
Yeah.
There's nothing that'll make you feel worse about yourself than like a former NFL tackle sits next to you.
Yeah. So how you doing, Robert?
I'm doing great. Yeah, we're here for a great cause, promoting some stuff we're doing, and excited to sit down with you guys.
So tell us about that right off the top.
Yeah, I'm here. I started an organization called Athletes for Care, and we partnered with DAV, Disabled American Veterans, at DAV.org, and we're bringing back the old amputee flag football game. So tomorrow at Cappuccino High School here in San Bruno, we're going to have some NFL veterans, some other celebrities, going against some disabled American veterans and just bringing awareness. My foundation, Athletes for Care, after my career, I dealt with some, those stuff that athletes and professionals deal with, the lack of identity, the who was I, the depression and all that, and then on top of that with a lot of brain injury, I found out, right? So that was exacerbating these symptoms. And so went through a very dark time. And luckily came out of it. Found some healing with psychedelic-assisted therapy with Ibogaine. Saved my life.
Oh, yeah?
Saved my family. And I did that with a lot of veterans. And so this medicine I learned is something you have to go out of the country to do, but it saved my life. And so after healing, I was talking to other athletes, and they were all going through the same thing, dealing with the TBI symptoms. And so that's why I started Athletes for Care and created this great relationship, like I said, with DAV through some work we're doing for mental health and all things, because the two communities cross over a lot, right? The veterans obviously do stuff, life and death stuff, but it's a lot of the same issues with TBI and lack of identity and all those things.
Yeah. So you said there's going to be an actual game tomorrow?
Yes, so we're playing a flag football game here in San Bruno at Cappuccino High School.
Okay.
Flew out a bunch of veterans and got some athletes showing up. And, yeah, we're just going to have a fun flag football game.
What time is that going to be?
It's 12:30 at Cappuccino High School.
Okay,
the
12:30.
Gates open at 10 o'clock, and it's a free event.
Free event
For the community with great support, obviously, from DAV. So check out DAV.org. They've been a big part of this, and just come out and support these veterans. And we're going to keep building this game. This game was played for a lot of years before COVID as the empty flag football game. But we're going to bring it back and keep following the Super Bowl.
Cappuccino High School. The rivals are dark roast.
Yeah, I think so. I hope they have good coffee. I'm hoping.
It's Fred. Fred, don't forget down here we got, is it BJ?
BJ Gannon.
Yeah, we got BJ Gannon as well down here.
I didn't even see
Yeah,
that.
they bookended us here.
Okay.
We got locked in on Robert.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So I just Robert, I mean, I remember when you came over with the Patriots and you had, that season there. I was so excited because it's like, oh, Robert Gallery. Like, there's nothing like a great offensive lineman to get me going. Yeah. How was that brief time that you had with the Patriots?
It was great. I mean, it was later in my career. I'd come off 3 surgeries that year. That was surgery, 8, 9, and 10, I think, from my career.
Yeah.
And I just physically couldn't do it, right? I was so excited to be in that organization, obviously, with what they've done in the past. That I had sniffed the playoffs in my career to that point. So it was devastating. That was part of my struggle when I got out, because I wanted to be there so bad, be around that team. It was everything I had been looking for. But physically, and mentally, I just couldn't do it. Physically, I was struggling. I wasn't the player that, some of that's ego. It wasn't the player I was before, and I didn't want to waste, I went and told Coach Belichick, I don't want to waste your time. I'm not, my body just can't do it. So it was.
What was it? Because Bill loved you. I remember, your draft class, the Patriots were typically picking at the end of the round, and Bill didn't give any information, but that year, knowing that Robert was going to be such a high pick, he was gushing about you. And then sure enough, 6 or 7 years later, you get a chance. What was that interaction like with Bill? And I know Bill has a tight relationship with Kirk, too. So
I've known that organization. Yeah, Scott Pioli, he was around a lot, still good friends with Scott Pioli. Knowing what Kirk thought of Coach. And so I knew the organization was run right. He drafts the right guys. So it was great. Like I said, I wish it would have been under other circumstances earlier in my career. But I went in like everywhere. You think the next place, and people were talking about. I was like, this is what I want. I don't. I want that structure. I want what they have built in New England, and it's part of the story.
Robert, do you have any thoughts? This year we drafted Will Campbell, our left tackle. A lot of talk about his arm length. Do you, as a former tackle yourself, have any thoughts on that?
I think that's people sitting behind desks and looking. No disrespect, talking about someone's arm length, right? Because my arms were short too. When I came out, right? So it's one of those things. Yeah, I also have wider shoulders than 99.9% of the country. So I think it's funny. I think it's something for people to. To talk about, right? That's a lot of the stuff now. Everything's talked about, right? Their shoe size now, it's going to be their feet are too small, right? So I think at the end of the day, it's putting them in the right position with the right organization and the right people for them to be their best. So take a guy and figure out how to use him the right way with short arms if you think that's a real thing.
So BJ, first of all, thank you for your service.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Fred. I was just going to ask him how he got involved.
No,
I'm just reading on how much you've played and your involvement with the Wounded Warrior Amputee football team. How did you get involved?
So a longtime friend, Chris Visser, a longtime sports producer, his sister is Leslie Visser in the Hall of Fame. He started this in 2011, and he saw an interview I had done and asked me if I wanted to be involved. And I was like, yeah, playing football with NFL people? Absolutely, let's go. And so that's how it started off. But then as we went for 10 years, one of the things I wanted to do was transition away from so much focus being on the amputees only. I know everybody wants to help veterans, and they love it. I can feel it. But when we over-exaggerate certain injuries over just the service in general. You know, we need to get more balanced approach as we address these men and women and, quote-unquote, thank them for their service. Because at the end of the day, I mean, I joined, quite frankly, because the University of Georgia Southern asked me politely not to come back after posting a 1.3 GPA. And so I had watched Legends of the Fall and wanted to be Tristan and travel the world and fight. So the only people advertising that I saw was the Marine Corps. So I joined up with them, but I loved it. I got everything I ever wanted from it, the people that are closest to me. And then from this injury, too, my very first time in Boston was 3 days after the bombs went off at Marathon. And so built a great relationship. Mark Fuckrell was here. I'm sure you guys saw him with the Boston Marathon survivors, and just kept going back. And just such a great community. And I think people forget, like, how quickly we all came together when that happened. It's a shame that we have to wait for the worst tragedy to kind of bring our best selves out. And that's what I think this game is going to showcase. DAV Bowl, it really showcases now how both the veteran community and the athlete community, especially the NFL community, how much we have in common, right? When we take our uniform, just like what Robert said, but putting it together as a game and having some fun first, right? Let people get acquainted with each other. We develop some organic relationships, and then we can start talking about the resources and then trying to address the therapy. But, you know, for me, I know I might seem a little off to other people, and I'm missing a piece. You know, my kids call it a robot leg, but I think I'm fine. You know, and I think I have a lot left to give. And so let's, you know, as long as we can make some space, and I don't want to be seen as a victim. And as much as I see the gratitude that people gave, like, I just don't want it to become toxic. You know, and so that's what I love about this game and working with these guys.
That's great.
Is Andy good?
Good stuff.
Can he play?
They can play now. Don't get it twisted. You know, I'm not my prime either, but you know, these guys are great, right? That's the great thing. You see these guys, right, that are missing limbs and how they move and adapt to life. Right? It's not a limitation for them, right? And that's some of the hidden. What we want to showcase in this game too is some of the hidden stuff, right? Some of the TBI, some of the mental health stuff, right? It's not just the fact that he gets around fine with that fake leg, right?
Yeah.
It's more talking about the other stuff in today's
It's
society.
real material. It's not fake.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's just different.
Carbon
leg.
fiber and steel.
It's
That's
just
right.
different. Yeah. That's great. Well, it's great to meet you.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
I really appreciate it.
And it's great to see you. And, you know, I'm glad that things worked out for you, you know.
Yeah, no, it's great.
This
that's
is great stuff.
That's what we're trying to showcase.
Terrific.
And there's things you can do, and you know, fortunately for me, things didn't end badly because it was very close to ending badly, and got through that. And we're trying to bring that to other athletes and veterans and people in general.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you very much. All right, we're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we'll have more guests, more calls, more emails here on Patriots Unfiltered.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in.
We walked into a real one tonight.
How much you sitting on?
Over 20 mil.
Any ideas who might want this money?
The cartel, dirty cops.
Where do you want to start?
Move, go!
You It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
Is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in.
We walked into a real one tonight.
How much you sitting on?
Over 20 mil.
Any ideas who might want this money?
The cartel, dirty cops.
Where do you want to start?
Move, go!
It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
Is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in.
We walked into a real one tonight.
How much you sitting on?
Over 20 mil.
Any ideas who might want this money?
The cartel, dirty cops.
Where do you want to start?
Move, go!
It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
All right, back here on Patriots Unfiltered, live from Radio Row, day 4. We just spoke with Robert Gallery and his organization. Good to see him. 855-PATS-500 is the way to call us. Podcast at patriots.com is the way to email us. It's Deuce, it's Evan, me, Paul, Matt, and Anthony back there. We should be getting some more guests pretty soon, but in the meantime, let's check out what do we got here. Oh, okay, no, all right. Okay, sure,
let's go.
What's
Taylor.
up, Taylor?
Very
How you
nice
doing,
to
man?
meet you. How we doing, fellas?
Mike.
Hey, Taylor.
Hey,
Lewan, nice to meet y'all.
It's like the
Nice
biggest
to meet
Mike
you.
Vrabel fan outside of us, I feel like.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
I'll tell you-
Bussin with the boys here.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Mike and I would say fan, yes. I would also say that Mike loves Will 1,000 times more than me. And it's my duty in life. It's my drive to make us more friends. So it'll never work.
I know most people know, what Bussin with the boys are and, what you guys do. But tell us your relationship with Mike and how that started and all that.
Oh, you want to hear our love story?
Yeah.
Okay. So Mike,
this is the Hallmark channel.
Yeah, Mike. Obviously, I was with the Tennessee Titans in 2018. Mike Mularkey's gone. Who comes in? Mike Vrabel from the Houston Texans. He's like the defensive coordinator. I'm pretty sure they're the 32nd ranked defense that year. And I'm like, okay, what's this guy going to be about?
Yep.
And meet him. His expectation, his quote is always, our best players have to play at their best for us to win. And so from early on, he was very critical of me, very tough on me, very tough on the entire organization from a culture standpoint. And so you'd have like pockets of guys that were kind of anti-Vrabel that first year at the Titans, but you saw like the way he would prepare us and the rule of 3 of having 3 team keys for offense, defense, and special teams. And he would have this crystal ball of like, if we play X, Y, and Z, at the end of in the fourth quarter, we'll be in this position, and that's how you're going to win the game. So he always had guys so dialed in. So love story, I don't know if that's what it is, but as a team, you kind of figured out, oh, this guy really knows what he's talking about. Couple that with him always telling you, hey, by the way, I played 14 years in the NFL.
Right.
Like there was
you
always
heard about
something.
that?
Yeah. Oh, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But it's tough, man. Like when you get into positions, like for me, you start playing, you start having success, you start making Pro Bowls. When there are times of doubt, you'll look at a coach and be like, well, what's he trying to tell me that I don't already know? And that's just kind of the human nature of, well, I've been doing this for a while. You're like, where is this guy's credibility? And Mike Vrabel has sat in literally every seat in the locker room. He's been a special teams guy. He's been a guy on the fence. He's been cut. He's been a captain. He's been an all-pro guy. He's done everything. So in times of doubt, you can always lean on that, and guys are very receptive to it. No more than the Patriots, man.
Yeah.
You guys have been – it's incredible. We went there, and I'm talking way too much, but we went to camp this year.
Yeah.
And saw Harold Landry, Spillane, a couple guys that we played with, and you see Drake. It's like, oh, he'll probably take a step this year. But we'll get some culture wins. The Patriots have like 8, 9 wins maybe, but no one expected this, how incredible the season has gone. And that's the true culture and buy-in from the guys. Great locker room.
It is. So one thing I really want to ask you is, because we were just talking about how, Mike is fortunate to have that one time around where, you can kind of learn and then bring the stuff that you learned, the good and the bad, and, the stuff you learned from and bring it over here. When he was with the Titans, did he emphasize as much as he does now getting to know each player and their lives outside, or is that something that he said when he got here, I need to do that more?
That's been a Vrabel thing since day one.
Okay.
Like by the time we got in the building for OTAs, he knew the chef staff, he knew the film guys.
So he did that in Tennessee
too.
Okay.
Vrabes has always been incredible about having everybody who's in that building, like, it doesn't matter if you're the starting quarterback of the team or you're the janitor of the team. Like, you are here to help the team win. So he's like, I'm terrible with names. We're going to walk away. I'm going to see you guys in 2 years. You'll be like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. Like, no, we met before.
A nice love story.
Yeah, because CTE for me is just awful.
Right.
But Vrabes is a guy that, for whatever reason, he remembers everybody's name, makes you feel important. He's actually, a weird thing about Vrabes, incredible with children. I had 2 young daughters.
Yeah.
And he was so great playing with them and having fun. I would play Santa Claus every year for all the kids in the bubble, and he was really good about that. So it's impressive, man.
Yeah, no, he does a lot with the Special Olympics and all that. So he's been great. But we've got somebody that we had lined up, Taylor. So we got to get him on.
Do your thing, guys.
You know Mike Felger?
Mike Felger. I don't know if I do know
okay.
Mike Felger.
All right.
But you guys enjoy
I'm
it,
not
man.
surprised you don't know
That's
him.
a good thing.
All right.
Yeah.
But hey, I appreciate you popping in.
Yeah,
That was
great.
great.
Your boy sprinted over, and he's like, "You might."
We got to get.
Good
We
job,
gotta get
Matisse.
Yeah. Hey,
And by the way, thank you for doing that collab with us during training camp.
Absolutely.
That was awesome.
Hey, thanks for everything. Appreciate y'all, man.
All right.
Thanks, Taylor. It's great to meet you.
All right, Bussin' with the boys in the house.
All
right,
Felger, get over here.
Get over here.
We didn't get to ask him about the
Let's grill this guy.
That's the only thing that was on my
What's up,
mind.
Mike?
too.
How are you? Good to see you.
I know you only have a little time, Mike. You're very busy. You're very
I
important.
got at least 11 minutes.
11 minutes.
We're going to show you how to do radio now.
Where's the sunshine.com?
Well,
Yeah.
you know,
Where's the song?
Dark Cloud Radio meets sunshine.com. So, Mike, thanks for doing this.
Of course.
I have to say that we go back a long way.
Yes, sir.
I remember when we would do the crossovers. You were doing ESPN radio on AM radio.
Yep.
And you do from our studio, and you and I would get into some epic battles.
Of course.
It was good stuff.
Listen, someone has to come there and tell some truth.
Oh, right. Okay. Here we go.
And we are.
Ding, ding.
It's just about truth telling, Fred.
Yeah.
That's all that
No,
is.
so this I listen. I love your show. It aggravates me, but I do love it. I listen to it whenever I have a long commute, so I listen to it on the way home.
Attaboy.
And here's the way the Felger, I call him Paul's show. Here's the way Paul's show starts. 2 o'clock, you come up with a hypothesis, a conjecture. By 5 o'clock, it's fact. It's written in stone. Whatever you guys thought might happen, by 5 o'clock, it's fact. And it's like so many times I've said, I got to call these guys to straighten them out. And the thing that gets me the most is when and especially last year, because last year was such an S storm, for us, you would say things like, ownership is telling the content team what to do. And I'd be like, oh, my God.
And
he has no
that's
clue.
Not true. You
He
just
has
love
no
to
clue.
tweet.
He has no clue, what goes on here. Never do
Why own content if you can't control the content? It's just common
okay,
sense.
so, but the things that you were talking about, like, they left Belichick out this because ownership told them to do this. It's like, no, they don't get involved. Like, he won't believe me. He's looking at me and he's telling me I'm a liar.
Well, no, I mean, maybe, Fred, you've been at it so long, you don't need to be told. You just know. Like, so there's that.
Listen, do I screw up?
You
yes.
and John have a same brain.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you think the same. You know what you should do and shouldn't do. And
no,
so,
but that's my point. When we mess up, it's my fault. No one told me to do it. So blame me.
We do.
No, honestly, blame because I'm
That's
the
not
one
as
that
exciting.
effed up.
yeah.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I know where to go now.
Absolutely.
Fred.
Yeah. No, blame me because I'm the one that screws up.
How many years for the show? With
So
us?
we're on 17 for
So
Felger and Mass.
17 years I've been telling them that no one has ever told me what I had to write or I had to leave out. 17 years of him just.
I don't believe because
he
you know what
doesn't believe me.
I hear other talk show hosts say it all the time. It's like I've never been told what to do. I'm like, then you know what? Then you're not saying anything. Like okay, Dale Arnold. No one's ever told me what to say. Well, of course you don't say anything. Why would a team ever need? Why would a team ever need to check you when you don't say anything that's critical
true.
of the team?
No,
so
listen, I'm not going to.
I get told all the time.
No, but this is where
all the time there's a knock on my door.
No, but this is where you're right. Like on our show, there's certain places we don't go. Absolutely, but we don't need to be told that. We know.
Exactly.
That's how we survive.
Right, so we
Felger
and Maz take it to the line, dip over the line, then get brought back.
But we just know, Paul and I know how to survive.
Yes.
Yeah. But at the same time, we give our – I think we do a pretty good job of giving our opinions, and they don't always line up.
Oh, listen.
Yeah.
You're not the softest team on the softest show on the Patriots by a long shot.
Yeah.
By a long shot.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's – no, I tune you guys in. When I get sick
why
of
would you
hearing
have me on if I was
homers,
just doing that?
Exactly. Some of the shows in town are worse than you guys.
Here's the other thing about your show. So this is the little dialogue, because I have a long commute, so I do these things in my head while I'm listening to you. So Felger jabs Patriots fan. Patriots fan says, ow. Felger jabs Patriots fan. Patriots fan says, cut it out. Felger punches the Patriots fan in the mouth. Patriots fan says, shut the F up. Felger, I can't believe you're complaining that
Why
listen,
you mad, bro?
why
are you mad?
I think it starts with just
I know what you do.
It starts with truth. And then it's like, let's just establish the truth. They had an easy schedule. Like, that's not a criticism unless you take it as so.
Right.
But you should see, because you've got it all year long, I'm sure.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. But it's really not that easy. Look at the Bills schedule. Well, you understand it's no. It's an easy schedule. Now let's just move on.
Right.
But so when the folks can't move on from a truth.
Oh, they can't move on,
now
or
we
you
just
can't
engage.
move on.
No, so I
you
leave
love
it at that.
keeping it going.
I leave it at that.
Oh, you don't leave it at that.
Because they can't let it go.
No, because you'll
They
listen
just
at
can't let it be.
Oh, God.
Well, if
we had a call.
If you continue to be poked, you're going to continue to complain.
We had a call on this rant, right? Felge's on his for the 111th consecutive day on the schedule, and a guy calls up and says, Mike, guys, can we just stop calling it an easy schedule? Can we just call it a schedule?
It's not a hard schedule. It's not an easy schedule. Let's just call it a schedule.
No, listen. It was an easy
so
schedule.
I get that. What am I supposed to do with that?
Well,
just let that go?
No, you leverage it. That's what
I
you're
do.
doing.
Sure, yes.
Of course you. And you do a great job
Someone's got to do it, Fred.
No,
especially in times like this, it gets. Can we swear here? Do you swear? No.
You can. We're not regulated by the FCC.
I know.
This is not the off-air show for you.
It gets freaking goofy. It does.
Yeah.
Like, if you listen to a lot of the media, we're just talking about the Warriors movie or, baking cookies or, they hate us because we ate us or what
We all we got.
We all we got. Listen, you want – if that's what you want, there's just a million places. Everyone's turning on
Our
any
show.
local news.
You come to this show for that.
So
right.
I people don't realize it. They need us.
Yeah.
The city needs things that we do.
I say this all the time. Thank God for Felger.
Thank God for us.
Yeah. No,
honestly.
I listen to you religiously. You have a great show.
Well, thank you.
I love
Fred
you guys.
So thank you.
I love you guys.
Can I ask Mike real quick? Just
let's do it.
Give me a little pip back at the Herald. I need some stories about Paul Perillo at the Herald. What was that like?
Okay. Well, he liked going down the street. J.J. Foley's was down the street.
Okay. Not as much as you, my
That's
friend.
where we would go. Junk balling lefty out of BU.
Hall of Fame junk ball.
Long ball Paul.
Pretty. I mean, my favorite Paul Perillo stories. We floor hockey, intramural BU floor hockey. Our team, my team, won like 20 straight games, defending champion. We're just a effing juggernaut. And Jim Barrasso, who is Tom Barrasso's brother. Okay, Hall of Fame goalie for the Penguins. Jim Barrasso was also intern with us at the Herald. So he can play hockey. It's like in his DNA, right? So
right here.
Perillo recruits Jim Barrasso for his team for this, are going for the second straight championship. They get together at T's Pub before. They devise a freaking forechecking plan, like literally on a napkin, drew out a forechecking plan.
Left wing lock, and it worked.
And then there was one little dumpy stick that I always used that I was really good with. And all the other sticks were different, but I had this one special little stick.
This is so true.
And Paul figured it out, and Jim Barrasso figured it out. They're like,
we just got to take that stick away.
We can't let him have that stick. So they got there like a half hour early, grabbed the stick. I couldn't get, so I didn't have my stick, and they put this forecheck on us and beat us. And that's the one I remember.
That's great.
That's
good stuff.
Floor hockey,
Got the win.
intramural
Got the
floor
dub.
hockey.
GM of the year.
That's what I needed.
All right, Mike, we know you need to get to your show.
That's okay.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the game?
Well, you're going to have masks? You're going to let them do it by
I got
themselves?
90 seconds. Are we all confident in the Patriots?
Well, confident.
Cautiously.
Cautiously
optimistic.
It's going to
down to the end.
Seahawks are a real good team. And they're well-rounded. They're balanced. There's not really a big weakness there.
Yep.
Everyone says, well, you can make Darnold see ghosts. No one else has.
No
one else has.
Who edited the practice video the other day, the Monday practice?
Okay,
Any
I
of you
think
guys?
that was ownership. I'm only kidding.
That was so creatively edited, it wasn't even funny. There was a lot of passing plays, a lot of great catches, but you could never really tell who was throwing the ball. It's the first time anyone would have seen Drake May throw the ball. They showed one shot of him just lobbing the ball in the warm-ups, and then a bunch of great little quick edits of, great passes down the field, sideline catches, but it was edited in such a way that you could. It could have been the Jugs machine.
Yeah.
It could have been one of the ball boys. It could have been Dobbs. You didn't know who was throwing the ball, and that is, I don't know if that's you. But that's it was so obvious what was going on there. You just didn't want us to see him throwing the ball, which is fine. But this is one of those ones let's just call that what. So that got my antenna up. What? They are really sticking around with this injury thing. That's that's an example.
Okay.
And one thing that people probably wouldn't know, you've been on the Patriots for several weeks in a row now, right?
I've been on the Patriots
yeah.
before the season.
Yeah.
But
and you like them Sunday?
But you wouldn't know it. The tone is still the same.
Yeah, you
See,
do have
Fred,
a
see,
season
see,
of tonality.
If they lose?
No, it's not. No, of course not.
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 Yeah.
You
okay,
like 'em?
boys.
Do you like 'em?
I do like them. I
right.
do. I like the points. I do. I think it's a one-possession game. I think it's a bounce of the ball.
Yeah.
Last, so do they win or lose? I'm taking the 4.5.
Well, LeGarrette Blount was on the show, and he said in the playoffs, whatever you think's going to happen doesn't happen.
Yeah,
it's
true.
just,
You never know.
They're all, something always weird happens.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, boys.
Michael,
Fred,
thank
it was
you.
great to
all right.
Be nice to Barth for me, all right?
when you get back.
All
Thanks,
right.
Michael.
The great Michael Felger.
There he goes.
Great.
Yeah. From Dark Cloud Radio.
I wish we had another 10 minutes because
boy.
there's nothing like just sitting back and watching Fred and Felger just
I
go
was
at
loving
it.
You guys should have a show. Fred and Felger, F and F.
That was
telling you,
a,
there was some legendary.
There was one where he was screaming at me. I mean, say, "You're a liar!" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" We got it, and then the show ended or the segment ended. Went to break, and that was good, huh? Yeah, that was really good.
Well, that's the thing. You can tell he's excellent.
I mean, the amount of energy he just had sitting down there,
Yeah.
it's like you can tell how he gets so
ready to
fired
go.
up because he's off the walls.
Yeah. I meant to ask him, are you disappointed you haven't gone national yet? Is that a big disappointment?
Fred, do you want this young up-and-coming reporter?
This guy's
right,
the next big
covers
thing
the
in
Patriots,
reporting.
So now we go to the antithesis of our last guest.
I do want to hear, though, remind me after, I'd love to hear some Paul stories about Vrabel going back and forth with Felger, because I've heard those were some fun times, and those guys seem cut from a similar cloth. You could see they would have a lot of fun getting into it.
I didn't get to ask him any ball knower questions. If he had more time,
I would have
been like, so you didn't actually believe that there were two different offenses that they were installing, right? Like that was just
all right. So joining us, you know him from being the best beat reporter, perhaps in history, of the New England Patriots.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
How you doing?
Paul?
Hi, buddy.
Deuce?
Reese.
Evan?
Hey.
My guys?
All the way over
Mike,
here.
of course, is with ESPN.
See if I can cue
Gotta
this
mention,
up just for
gotta
feel.
mention the. What's this?
Oh, it's
we
Friday.
can't play that. We're
There
gonna
you
get
go.
sued.
We can't do that, Freddie. I'm sorry.
No, you're
I'm
good.
so sorry.
You're good.
getting
It's
trouble
good.
for
That was Mike Reiss. That wasn't us. All right.
Mike, only you and I get
And
that
I'm
because we
gonna
only
party.
we're the only ones that go to practice, so they're not going to understand that.
How you doing,
Did
Mike?
they play that song there?
Yeah.
Fred,
Oh.
I am so great. This has been an amazing week.
It's like a bonus Super Bowl.
It's a bonus Super Bowl. It's uplifting.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be with you guys. I mean, we're together all year, and to be here feels special.
Yeah, you mentioned something last night when I saw you at that welcome party. You were filming All Access. You were filming a show for BZ for the welcome party.
Yeah.
And how your perspective of this one is different.
It is. And I think for me, the joy in this is that it's so unexpected.
Yeah.
And I think we all love what we do. We love football. We love the games. And we'll find joy in it no matter what happens, because we can't control the results. We're curious in the strategy and how the team comes together. And so there's always stuff to talk about and get interested in. But, the success matters too. And to be on this stage and not have been here for 7 years. Everyone was telling me, guys, like, you know all about covering Super Bowls. And I'm like, a lot changes in 7 years. Think about everything that's changed in your lives for 7 years. So it feels good being back.
I don't know if, a lot of our viewers are, kind of new to the game. Maybe they started watching us, when the Patriots started winning or all that. But, Mike and I go back before that.
Amazing.
You came to us to Patriots Football Weekly from UMass.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
1997.
Yeah.
This was when we had dial-up connection, and you would just watch that little circle, and it would say buffering.
Right.
And I'll never forget, first game, 1997 preseason, Lambeau Field. And we're like, we're going to start this new show, Cyber Sideline.
Patriot Cyber Sideline.
And I'm with Fred on the sideline. At the end of the game, he goes, just get down on one knee and say something. We'll put it up on the website. That's how we started.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. Just do it like a stand-up.
Yeah.
What do you want me to stand up? What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
And that's Patriot Cyber Sideline.
That
And
was
of
the
course,
that was
everybody
the-
knows when Mike left to become a real reporter, I came and became a fraud.
The best. Not at all.
And that's been
Paul,
we've been
don't
connected
sell
ever.
yourself
We've
short.
been
You're the
connected ever
best.
since.
Mike, I'm curious, your experience covering Vrabel and now covering him as a coach. What were your expectations of when he came in, and how has that met your expectations, or has he been different based on what you knew of him as a player?
So I will say I enjoyed covering him as a player, but I would say we didn't necessarily connect because at the time I was a younger reporter, and Mike had a bite to him.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And I would say, those aren't generally the players that I do the best with, and but I think when he was done playing and got into coaching and I was able to see him around the league, or that it was a different relationship, and I think so that made me feel, Mike, that when he came here that it would be fun to cover him. I thought it was going to be like Parcells.
Yeah.
What has surpassed my expectation, or something I didn't expect, was the human piece.
Yeah.
The compassion piece. The I want to have a relationship with you piece. Like, this is not a one-way deal where it's you're just trying to extract something from him. No, he wants to have this be a two-way street, which I didn't know that was going to be like that.
Yeah, and I think he likes to promote the underdog. I know. He does a lot of work with the Special Olympics, but even in his treatment of Karen from day one.
Yep.
Karen has been a pro.
Yep.
In our industry for a long time, but sometimes she's a woman in a male-dominated industry, and sometimes she kind of got backseat to a lot of other guys. And I think from day one he kind of adopted her as, I'm going to go to Karen and give her the respect that I think she deserves from being a pro's pro for a long time in our industry.
So this is a cool sort of behind-the-scenes thing, and I think Paul, Deuce, and Evan were there. Freddie, I don't remember if you were there, but when Mike was hired, there was an early meeting that he had in the media workroom with all the reporters that covered the team. We all sat around a rectangular table, and we got to ask him one question, all off the record. I think I'm okay sharing this because I think we're beyond, what do they call it?
Statute of limitations.
Yeah, statute of limitations.
Yeah.
And the question was hopefully nothing like too football-y, right? Because we're going to ask him a lot of those.
Yeah.
And my one question to him was, when you were in Tennessee, why did you always lead off your press conference with Teresa Walker of the Associated Press? Because I was curious, because I would watch his press conferences, and he'd be like, Teresa. Someone would try to go first, and he'd be like, Teresa. and he said he talked about that, and then so that he had done that, Freddie, for 6 years in Tennessee.
Yep.
I don't think many people really knew it because it was Tennessee.
Right.
Everything in New England is bigger.
Right. Right.
But I think that really reflects on what Mike, sort of who Mike is. It's genuine. It's authentic. I don't think it's for show.
Yeah. And he learns your names. He addresses you.
Throughout the building. Forget
Yeah.
us, because obviously we kind of work, directly with him, but he encourages the players to get to know everybody, all the people that are helping you, whether it be people cleaning up in the lunchroom, or the parking lot guys, or whatever the case may be. Get to know these people. They're instrumental in your development.
Yep.
And I think that is the connectivity of this team is the thing that stands out to me the most. And that's started with Mike Vrabel when he's
been here
came
for
in.
1 year and called us, our department, the content department, out twice.
I loved
publicly.
it. I loved it.
And I've been here for 31 years. That's never happened before.
I love it, Fred, and I want to share with
we
you.
got called out, but not necessarily.
Yeah, not
publicly.
for good things. Right.
I like called on the carpet.
I also want to share with you a text that I sent to a colleague of mine who had said, it's nice that your team is back, right? And it's not my team, but the idea that you're back in the
team
Super
that
Bowl.
you cover.
And I said, the joy for me in this one is that I couldn't see it coming. No one could. I don't think anyone would have said Super Bowl.
They're lying if
at
they
the
did.
start of the year.
Yep.
And I said, I really believe in the connection piece and how they treat people, and I would like to see more of it in the world. And so I think, to me, the joy is that this is being rewarded on this stage.
Yeah.
Does that make
Great
sense?
point. That makes total sense to me, Mike. I love how you put it because you're right. I mean, to see how much, there was a story someone said of Mike saying, don't give security guards at the team hotel a hard time for asking to see, your credentials, those kind of things. And what you just said totally resonated with me. I'd love to see all of us work more like the Patriots team has this year with that kind of, treatment of people just trying to do their jobs.
And Mike, I think the secret to your success is that you've always covered the team in a very thorough and fair way. You haven't gone for the headlines, as opposed to, like Mike Felger, who does an amazing job. Yeah. But his job is to poke.
Yeah.
But your job, and, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I feel that you felt that your job has always been just get the information right and give people all the information that I have.
I try to do that, Fred, and I think if everyone was like me, it'd be boring.
Yeah.
So let's start with that. Like, there's different jobs within the media. This suits me well. I think there are times when maybe I could press harder.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm perfect. But ultimately, like the way I've always looked at it, and it evolves, right? The media is so different from when you and me started.
Well, I'll tell you something. When you first started, I remember when you were working for us at Patriots Football Weekly, I said, Mike, where do you see yourself? You said, I want to be the next Will McDonough.
I know.
And I thought to myself, that's not going to be Mike, because Will McDonough was all about settling scores.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do settling scores.
What?
Yeah.
That does not sound like Mike Reiss.
But I do want to tell you, so Will McDonough was someone I looked up to because I always felt like he could call someone.
Yeah.
And write
in terms of access,
the access, and then and so for Sunday this week, I tried to do something that he would do is talk to someone that played both the Seahawks and Patriots. Tell me about this matchup. What do we need to know? And I felt like Will did that. And Fred, I think the media's changed, since when we all started, right?
Yep.
For me, what I look at it and I say, okay, I want to connect with the fan that invests their time, passion, and in some cases money to connect with this team, to better understand this team.
Yeah.
And that's how I view my job.
And
that's how I view my job.
that comes through, and I think that's why fans love you so much, because I think you do understand that it's all about the fans. I mean, we don't have any of this
that's
without
exactly
fans.
Right.
None of it.
Yeah.
Forget about TV or radio or the games. If the fans aren't watching, buying, reading, we don't have anything.
That's right.
And you've always appreciated that, and it comes through in your work.
Definitely. I appreciate you saying it, and I owe a lot to you. No,
I didn't do anything.
Fred, Paul, we probably have similar stories.
He's the kingmaker.
He's
That's
the
what
best.
we call him.
I sent out, Evan, I don't even know if I've ever told you this, but I sent out 200 resumes to newspapers across the country in 1996 because I wanted to I wanted to cover a team anywhere. I would have done anything. I would have gone anywhere. 200 rejections.
Yeah.
One person called me back.
Well, your
this
AD,
guy right
your
here.
AD, I think, was Strickland.
Yes,
what's his
Bill
name?
Strickland. Great memory.
Yeah.
Wow, how about that?
He called me and said, I got this guy. He's outstanding, work ethic, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay.
And that came through a connection because you knew a friend of my brother's who knew one of your friends, Jeff, from the summer camp.
Yeah.
So I can't tell the story without saying, it wasn't just me sending a blind resume. I needed someone to help me get my foot in the door to at least have him take the call.
Well, listen, I think that's kind of a lesson to anyone young.
Yep.
Network. Don't, talk to people. Do the unsolicited letter writing. Hey, listen, that's how I got my job with the Patriots.
That's right.
When the Crafts bought the team, everyone was hitting up Robert.
Yeah.
I figured I'm going to hit up the oldest son. So I wrote Jonathan a letter and said, listen, I'm in publishing, blah, blah, blah. You just bought a football team. Congratulations. It's a weekly sport. You should have a weekly newspaper. Remember those?
I do, and I loved it.
And over the course of '94, we talked, and then they made the playoffs. They had their first playoff game for a long time. And at the end of the '94 season, he hired me.
That's unbelievable.
To start a newspaper.
Two quick stories. Well, first
but
of
it
all,
was just a letter.
That's right. And Fred, look at it now. Look at what you're doing now. It's amazing, and the way you've evolved with it and grown, and the staff you have. I
have expanded the platform for
I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I've upped it.
Yeah, so we've gone
I brought
from
my friends along
newspapers
too.
to crossword puzzles.
So two stories that stand out to me. When we started, or you were I came in '97, so that would have been 2 or 3 years after you started. we worked in Boston at the State Street offices, and I'll never forget being in there, and Vince McMahon of the WWF
comes walking through, right?
And I'm a first-year student out of college, and I'm working full-time. I'm like, what is happening here? We got Vince McMahon. I mean, this was like the early years. And then the second was, I love that Patriots Football Weekly. We wanted to do like special stuff. So Ty Law was the big-time corner at the time, and we're like, let's make him like Deion Sanders. We'll make a cover shoot. We'll get him all dressed up in a big suit, and we'll follow him around for the day, and we'll write a big feature story. We did it. I got to write it, and it was great. He still remembers it to this day, and when he looks at me, he goes, I remember you when you were at the Daily Bugle.
It's good stuff.
Can I share just a quick story? Because you guys are sharing these ones, and I go back to, both Evan and I, we got started out of the pure passion that you're talking about.
I want to be Mike Reiss, is what I'm dead serious. I'm not even sucking up to you. I'm dead serious.
I remember, and I don't even remember why, but I come back from California to visit, and I was at the stadium, and I lined up an interview with you. And I remember sitting in my car at Gillette Stadium thinking, this is so cool. I'm going to get to talk to Mike Reiss. He's taking the time. And you always treated us with such respect, even though I was a nobody. I was just somebody who had a passion for the game.
Working for Clintus.
And you took the time, and and so you just see how Fred's story goes to you, then goes to us, and the connection, and it's great stuff.
You guys are awesome.
Now, Mike, whenever you like say something, I always get nervous that it's like, like Drake's shoulder. Like
Reiss knows things.
We were standing right next to me in Denver at the press conference, and all of a sudden Mike's asking Drake about his shoulder, and I'm like, what do you mean? What's wrong with his shoulder? Like, why is Mike?
That's the level of respect we all have.
Yeah,
for you. And,
you wouldn't ask a nonsense question.
But even going back to Felger, right? When Felger came over, Mike and Tony will kill anybody. They almost.
They do, though.
They've
taken me to task.
I've never seen you mad.
Yeah,
you were mad that day.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
In 17 years, that's the one time I've ever seen you get upset.
Yeah.
With that show.
Yeah.
And something they said, but that just they cycle through everybody that gets a shot, but they have so much respect for the way he does his business that you're kind of off limits for them, like even for them.
Yeah, I saw you on I think it was Tuesday of that following week after the Broncos game, and I went right up to him and I was like, he's going to be okay, right? Like, I was like, what do you know?
Well, when Mike reports something, it's generally
you listen.
And so like for us talking and this is a hard reminder for me too, because things are moving so fast now, right? And a lot of times we're like this, right? But Evan, when we were in that post-game news conference, you were right next to me. We saw Drake sitting there waiting to go up, right? And did you notice his right arm? And he was texting with his left hand.
Yeah.
And that he was later.
That
than
was
he
what I
normally
noticed. Was that
right?
usually he's pretty quick after Vrabel, and he was a little later in Denver. Yeah.
And so for me, it's like, get my head up out of my phone, but it's hard sometimes because of the speed in which everything's happening. Because you do want to maybe put something out, but you also need to.
I was there. I didn't notice it. I mean, you did.
No, and then there's plenty of things I don't notice. Like I'll read Evan's stuff, and I'm like, for scheme stuff that
Well, Evan notices stuff that the Vrabel doesn't.
Don't say that.
Sometimes I go, Evan. I worry that you're helping the other team.
He does say
and
that.
what I remember was one of the coaches on the former staff that I was talking to was like, if you ever have a question, just read him first, and he's pretty dialed in. And I was like, wow, that's a high compliment.
Thank you. Now you're embarrassing me. We're supposed to be embarrassing Mike.
It's been a little Evan Love Fest this week.
Thank you. But we got to ask him about the game, though, right? Are we going to get to football, or are we going to just,
So, Mike?
Yes. All right. Well, I feel like the offensive line is the key. That's where I'm coming down to as I've studied the game. If they can hold up, I like the Patriots' chances. The thing that concerns me is they're young and they're kids, and these are men. And when I say men, like we're talking Leonard Williams, 10th year.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Lawrence, 12th year. I mean, these are men that have been through the NFL. And I just that's going to be the first thing I'm going to watch for. Can they hold up up front?
And the thing about Seattle is it doesn't just come from one place. It's very evenly split in terms of where they bring pressure and when they bring pressure. So it's not like you can ease in and, okay, I've got this now, because it's going to come at different places. And they're not just going to target the left side.
That's right.
It'll come
the
from
center, the right guard. They're those, and Mike Vrabel has said he feels like they're the best in the league at running those games.
Right.
Yeah. And I think
communication is going to be key.
I don't know where, and I think it's 17 players that have at least a half a sack for them. To your point, Fred, about that they're, it's going to come from different places and different players, if I have that stat right. I don't know where you guys stand, but as I've started to think about the game, and then last year's Super Bowl, why I like the Eagles, I was like, well, I felt like they could control the line of scrimmage against the Chiefs' offensive line, and so the Patriots, to me, that's the key. I think they can do it, but I think they're going to have to play their best game to do it, and let's see if they can do that.
Super Bowls, the trenches they get emphasized. It's the key. If you think of any of the blowouts in the past, it's because one side just dominated the line.
Yep.
Even in the game, the Super Bowl, the last Super Bowl the Patriots won against the Rams. The fact that Brady, had. He wasn't killed in the game like he was in 07 against the Giants, that one that they lost. Allowed the Patriots to just be patient and stay in there. They never had to, panic.
Yes.
And then finally you hit the play to Gronkowski and you score the game's only touchdown. But the line is so important in Super Bowl, both sides.
And we've heard so much this week, so many interviews, almost too many interviews.
Yeah.
If I had to pick the one comment that stood out to me about the game and that fires me up for a kickoff, it was from Mike Vrabel when he said on opening night, this is going to be an identity war on the biggest stage, because you talk about the Seahawks and listen to them. Mike McDonald, I sat in on him, was asked, how would you define your play style? He said, 12 as one, meaning you only have 11 players, but we want to make them feel like there's 12 on the other side.
Yeah.
And he said, shocking, relentless.
And you see that.
And that's the Patriots too, right? I mean, is that fair? Or effort and finish. So it's two teams that have similar identities that are about to go like this.
So in those,
buckle up.
Oftentimes, again, in Super Bowls, you see.
He gets so jacked up.
You see at the end, and defenses get tired.
All the time.
So you might see low-scoring first half, third quarter, things start to, you see some cracks, and then things might open up in the fourth quarter like they do in a lot of these games.
I think defensively, my read, and Evan, I want to get your opinion on this. It has to start with stopping Kenneth Walker. Mike Vrabel has said, and they are the top-ranked offense in third and second to 5. So keep an eye on that. If they're in third and second to 5, that means it's not going so great. And if you can do that, I think it gives you a great chance. Because I think Sam Darnold's story is great.
Yeah.
But I gotta believe there's still something in there. I saw it against the Rams earlier this season with those 4 picks.
Yeah. Yep.
There's turnovers that are in there.
They're in there. Yeah. Okay.
They got to force
He's saving
them
him for us.
Well, I mean, he literally led the league in turnovers in the regular season. So that's possible. I've been on that all week, Mike. This is a run-first offense, truly. They want to get under center. They want to run the ball. They're a heavy run team in terms of, run rate, pass rate over expected. They're 30th in the league in that stat. So I went back and actually watched Brian Flores and the Vikings and how they defended them earlier this season. And they ran that 6-man front like the Patriots ran in Super Bowl 53, and they just put 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage on first down and really shut down Kenneth Walker. And if you can start to get Sam Darnold into a drop-back passing game where he doesn't have play action, where he can't move the pocket, where he's just expected to sit in the pocket and make throws, he's susceptible to turning the ball over. And he has been his whole career, but even this year. And I think that's the recipe, for the Patriots defense. If you can get them into third and long, and then you can start dialing it up in terms of pressure, then Sam Darnold could wilt. He could.
I hope you're right.
Paul,
Let's do it.
Paul, what are you thinking? I want to hear from you.
No, the whole thing about Darnold I've been saying all week, I think he's had a great year, but he's still going to need to do it again for me to not think that multiple pick game can come.
Yeah.
And I don't know about the ghost thing or anything like that, but when you put him under pressure, Evan had the numbers, he tends to make mistakes. The Patriots have made everybody be under pressure. Herbert, Stroud,
Yes.
and Stidham were
Yes.
all under heavy pressure. There's no reason to believe they can't get heavy pressure on Darnold, so how does he handle it?
And it feels like Gonzo on Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to be a matchup where they might have
They
him
might have a
follow
little
him.
help, but yeah. And I just love the attitude of the defense led by Milton Williams, in fact, in that they don't think that they're getting the respect. Use that chip. Go in
Fred.
there and be the underdog. Be the people that are being disrespected. I'm all for it.
Fred, on ESPN, they had 58 picks. So this is of all the beat reporters of the different teams, analysts, hosts, 48 picked the Seahawks. And 2 of the 10 that picked the Patriots were Teddy and Jason McCourty.
There you go.
So I might say that it's really 8.
Right.
Yeah. And it shows you how truly they are an underdog.
They're clearly underdogs in this game.
Yeah, but I would say Seattle has earned the praise.
Yes.
They've earned the respect. They're no one at the beginning of the season thought they'd be like this, but throughout the season they kind of just kept knocking off wins against good teams, and I think they've earned the right to be considered the favorite here. But I think the Patriots have that chip. I think Vrabel is an edge in that he's done it at all the different levels. We've been talking about it for 4 days now, in the biggest games, and I think he's got that locker room. They listen to him. I think in game,
yes,
he'll understand the nuances of a Super Bowl, how that's different from other games, the ebbs and flows, the timing, and I think that's a slight edge in the Patriots' favor. Not huge, but slight.
Yeah, and
experience
I think,
helps.
Yeah,
and I think another thing that stood out to me this week was how much Mike mentioned Josh McDaniels as a factor. In what you're talking about, Fred, how his experience in this game. And I'm actually curious. Would you say that this is Josh's 10th? Like, do you give him credit for that 2011 season when he was with the Rams and then he joined late? Like,
we were talking about this.
He wasn't the OC. Like
10 and a half, maybe. Can we give him 10
that's what I was
or 9 and a
thinking,
half?
9 and a half.
But just being around it, just like that experience, because the Super Bowl is a different game.
It is.
It feels different.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, in some ways, it's an interesting experience for him. He's not calling plays. He's sitting there watching, seeing, observing more than actually having to, it'd be an interesting question how that might have influenced when they got back in 14, just getting an opportunity to not be the play caller and watch Billy O have to do it,
That's right. Couple things on my mind. Just tomorrow will be the deadline for practice squad elevations. I would expect Dearness Johnson as running back 3 and Leonard Taylor. So those are your
unsung hero.
Those are your 2 elevations. And then I think that makes your inactives. I know I'm getting deep in the weeds, but this is our last time we're on.
Yep.
We'll make the inactives pretty straightforward, right? Yep. Like I'm going to assume Robert Spillane plays. I don't know how effective and how much, but he'll be up. I think Harold Landry has been talking about him being up. So it's
you think he'll play?
You think they'll both be active?
Harold Landry.
Landry, yeah.
I do, and my thought is that I do. I think, and that might be one
too close
where Vrabel's heart.
That's what I said earlier.
Might overcompensate.
Yeah. See, like knowing the value of the deep roster on a Super Bowl, I wonder if he's willing to have 2 guys. That may not be effective.
You could be in the middle of the first quarter, and those 2 guys are done for the day.
Yeah,
I know. And that's such a great. This is a great conversation. And I could be way off, and I love to revisit this after the game. I think Mike is about the relationship, the connection, the people, and I think he would say, I'd rather go down that way with my guys than
I don't know about that.
Than Braden Swinson
and
whoever the other person that would be up if both of them
So
were
if
down.
everybody's listening now, Mike Reiss saying that Harold Landry is up is going to cause the rest of this panel to perhaps rethink our thoughts.
This is one of those times where I'm like, what does he know? What does he know?
But I just said I made the point.
I know. Only a fight.
I said the point earlier in the show. I said it's going to kill Vrabel to have to write Harold Landry's name down on that inactives card. That's exactly what I said earlier. They're so close. That might be his closest guy on the whole team.
Can I come on next week? And honestly, because I love this is the
You have
stuff.
an open invitation.
This is the stuff I love.
Yeah.
Because I don't think these decisions are made haphazardly like this, and this is real. And I think this is what they meet about and agonize about and build a team.
Well,
I like your theory.
And a lot of fans don't really understand all that. They don't, think of that.
We had a great talk with Dr. Chow
Yes.
earlier in the week, and it wasn't just about like the internet stuff. He was talking about these decisions and how I think he said to you, Evan, it's going to be awfully tough to have both of those guys active.
Yeah.
But again, that's more of just an analytical football. I think the personal relationship side of this that Mike brings into it might have some relevance, and he might look at it and say, "Yeah, Mike Vrabel might say, there's a chance that I'm down 2 players. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that because these are the guys I want to roll with."
Yeah. And they've kind of been rolling with 4 edge rushers to begin with, and with Chason, Jennings, Ponder, and then Landry. If he plays, last week it was more like Jelani Tavai kind of played a little bit more on the line of scrimmage and stepped in there. So with Tavai, I think kind of gives you that versatility that he can play on the edge if he has to. So if you have Landry active, is it really going to really lose you much? I think if he gets in there in the first quarter and it's just not healthy and he's just not good, Jennings and Ponder are going to probably play the most of the game anyway. So I just wonder how much of a sacrifice it really would be to have him up and see if he can give it a go.
I had one other thought. I don't know if you agree. Tell me what you think. This coaching staff reminds me of the early 2000s coaching staffs that Bill Belichick had with Romeo Crennel and just like felt deep and really strong. And
Mike Dussault was talking about this a little earlier.
And I love that. Tuesday night, Mike takes them out to dinner, and they're all gathered around, and they're telling stories about the season. And I think they're a big part of this whole Super Bowl thing because I think every player on the team has almost improved from the start of the year, almost every single one. And I just wanted to mention that. I don't know, we were talking about how they're going to use players. I have a lot of confidence and faith in this staff. Todd Downing was telling me he doesn't know if he was telling me the difference between what he saw from Mike and Vrabel in Tennessee and now. And he said the way he leans into relationships.
Yeah. Well, listen, we've marveled at the fact that almost every free agent they brought in, almost every draft pick that they've picked has contributed in a positive way this year. That's rare. When you bring in a free agent class that big, you're lucky if half of them work out. Mm-hmm. Forget about injuries. I'm just talking about, just playing. Yeah. And I think exactly what you're talking about is why. He's tapped into these guys and figured out how are they going to contribute to our team and use them the right way. And they're bought in to what he's asking them to do. And I think that's helped have everybody be a positive contributor. Like I said, it's very rare to have that many new faces and they all contribute positively.
That's right. And I don't want to look ahead because I want to enjoy the moment, but I don't think we'll ever have anything like it again because the expectations now are going to change, and next year the schedule is going to be harder.
Now we got our guy.
Right? And everyone's going to be gunning for him.
Yeah. Well, to that point, Mike, that's why I move like a Max Crosby. I think we've all talked about and be like, you got to – I've made the comparison to 03, you win, but you get Corey Dillon. You continue to raise the bar. Don't let teams settle in on what you got now.
Absolutely.
How fun is that going to be to see how they approach that? I mean, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but it's
absolutely they're going to need, because this is, as great a season as this is, there are some holes still to fill. And it's easy to sit back and say, well, we won a Super Bowl. We don't need to fill. That's what Kansas City's been doing.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of success. We don't need to go all the way to try to improve.
But also, this is the window to do it because Drake is still on his rookie
contract. How much time you got before you got to pay him?
Yeah,
right.
This is the time to make
$50 million. Michael Reiss, love you, buddy.
I love you so much.
Thank you so much for coming by.
Can we do a picture right now? Or
okay,
do it.
Matisse
can take it.
Let's go.
There we go.
I love it. Polly,
there we go.
There we go.
All right.
Love it.
Can we embarrass Mike real one more time before we let him go?
Love you.
So last night at the awesome welcome party that we had,
drops a Jupiter top.
One of the best moments of the night was watching No Socks and Mike Reiss listening to Drops of Jupiter by train, and I got to see Mike Reiss watch live music in person, which was
nobody happier.
The two of them were just beaming. So
how about that? First of all,
amazing.
Kraft family. are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like the support. Like, can you imagine if you're a family member of a player? I had some people come over to me after and go, I didn't have Train private concert on my private bingo card. You know? I mean, so how about that?
That's good
and then
stuff.
and Evan, that was tame for
Yeah.
me. Like, because I was in my, like, we got to get out to a show where I can take off the sport jacket. Paul was with me at Barry Manilow.
I've never.
I
seen
was.
two
I was
people
with him at
happier.
Barry Manilow.
I haven't.
You guys are the best.
Yeah,
This is
Mike's like,
fantastic.
body surfing at the Worcester Central.
All right, just between us. So we got the game Sunday.
And a million other people.
I know, I love that. Next Sunday, New Edition at TD Garden. I'm just going to let off some steam, and I'm going to go see him.
I don't know how you have time to see all these concerts.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's good for you. All right, Mike. Thanks
All right,
again.
Mike.
Appreciate
Love you,
it.
Freddie.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right,
Appreciate you.
that was the great
Actually,
Mike
see you
Reiss of
tomorrow.
ESPN.
tomorrow,
We're going to
right?
take a
Yes.
break, and we'll be back after this.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in.
We walked into a real one tonight.
How much you sitting on?
Over 20 mil.
Any ideas who might want this money?
The cartel, dirty cops.
Where do you want to start?
Move, go!
It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in.
We walked into a real one tonight.
How much you sitting on?
Over 20 mil.
Any ideas who might want this money?
The cartel, dirty cops.
Where do you want to start? It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in.
We walked into a real one tonight.
How much you sitting on?
Over 20 mil.
Any ideas who might want this money?
The cartel, dirty cops.
Where do you want to start?
Move, go!
It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in.
We walked into a real one tonight.
How much you sitting on?
Over 20 mil.
Any ideas who might want this money?
The cartel, dirty cops.
Where do you want to start?
Move, go!
It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
All right, back here at Patriots Unfiltered, day 4 at Radio Row. I told you it was going to be an action-packed day, and I hope we haven't disappointed. We had Mike Felger, we had the great Mike Reiss from ESPN, and we've got more people lined up. So the guests are going to keep going on. We're here until 2 o'clock local time, 5 o'clock Eastern time. So it's Evan, it's Deuce, it's me, it's Paul, it's Anthony, it's Matt in the background. Matisse is getting guests, taking your calls and emails. It's 855-PATS-500 is the hotline. Podcast@patriots.com is the email address. So, wow.
What a
tour. Wow. We just did like back-to-back-to-back.
It's good stuff.
Interviews.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
Great way to cap off the week.
A lot of energy.
Yeah.
Felger and Reiss bring energy, man.
Oh, yeah. And I like what Mike said. I agree. The line has to hold up.
Yeah.
You know, for the Patriots, but also for the Seahawks. I mean, if I'm the Seahawks, I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
You know,
especially their interior offensive line. I don't think the Patriots' offensive line needs to like win or dominate this matchup. They need to survive it. Like they just need to hold on. You know, and give Drake at least a handful of clean pockets where he can try to push the ball down the field. I'll say it again, though. I think in this game, I think he's kind of gotten away from using his legs to buy time in the pocket and then throwing, you know, off of the, you know, out of structure, off platform, whatever you want to call it. He did that so many times during the regular season where, you know, he's sliding up in the pocket, the skip and rip, you know, all that kind of stuff. I'd love to see that come back, especially with the way that they usually only rush 4. You know, there should be some space, you know, to maneuver in there to try to help out the line. But if the line can just weather the storm that Seattle's going to send at them, then they should have some opportunities.
All right, let's get to some phone calls. We haven't had a chance to do that, so I hope people that have been holding on are still holding on. Brad has been holding on the longest, so we'll go to you first. Brad's in Ohio. What's up, Brad?
Hello, guys.
Hey.
How you doing today?
Wow, you're a trooper. Thanks for holding on. What's up?
Oh, hey. You know, you've had some wonderful guests today, so, hey, I can hold on for them, and I got some free time today anyway. So.
Okay.
But anyway, I wanted to tell you all thank you, and certainly Mike and Felger, and everyone needs a devil's advocate, you know, so Felger's a good one of those when it comes to having a difference of opinion, you know, at all times. And so, and then, you know, and I wanted to tell all of you thank you for the week. I mean, I haven't had to call because every time I wanted to call to ask something, you would get a caller or an emailer that would cover the basis. So,
yeah,
you know, it's been a great week of information, and you've all done a wonderful job. The staff, the guy, you know, that answers the phone for you, the technician guy, all of you, I just want to tell you thanks for the season, you know, and getting to this point.
Yep. Well, thank you, Brad. Appreciate it.
And then, oh, yeah, you know, you're great. So, anyway, I just got a couple of questions, and I just want to see what you guys think real quick on the game plan. I know it's been hashed over 100 times, but this is I'm thinking of something that I heard Evan and Kyle say today, Taylor, and it was about how they doubled JSN. Taylor Kyle.
Oh.
On some movie on show they were on.
One of their 10 live streams.
The CLNS movie.
Ball knower.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. And they were talking about doubling JSN. And my theory is, and I hope they take this, or at least, you know, think about it, is to vary that. And I don't mean down, not only just down to down, but, you know, like situation and different types of coverages too, like they were saying. I think if they do that and confuse Darnold to where he can't never say definitively, hey, I'm going to JSN, you know, make him second guess.
Sure.
Yep.
And
yeah, that's what you. I like that, Brad.
Yes.
That's a great.
I think he said it yesterday. Saw a fair amount of mistakes on some of those situations. Certainly some where JSN shakes loose because he's too quick to cover forever, and Darnold found him. But also ones where he's looking for JSN early, it's not there, and then it's kind of like, stupid throw.
Yeah, I think you definitely want to change up coverages against a guy like Darnold, against most quarterbacks. But, like I said, I think yesterday, the thing that I've seen have the most success against JSN is getting physical with him at the line of scrimmage and then putting a safety over the top behind the corner so that if the corner misses at the line of scrimmage, he has help over the top. Because with JSN's so quick at the line that you try to throw that jam and he's just right around you and then he's up the field. So if you don't have the safety help over the top, then you're burned right at that point. But what they would call it in football parlance is cloud coverage, right, where you have a guy underneath him and then you have the cloud over the top of him. And if I have seen teams have modicum of success. I mean, the guy is just won Offensive Player of the Year.
Still going to get his.
Yeah, but I think that the question then, for the group is just, if you do that, like, do you still put Gonzo on him as the guy on the underneath at the line of scrimmage, or is that Carlton Davis?
A little more physical
and
Davis,
then
maybe.
Gonzalez is one-on-one with Cooper Kupp on the other side.
I think you can't paint with a broad brush. I think you have to look at it situationally.
Yeah.
And I think, like let's just say Seattle's in a third and long, like 3rd and 10 or something like that. If JSN's going to run an underneath route, like, okay, we'll give him that.
Yeah.
But if he's going to go in the stick, now I'm going to use double on him because I don't want him to beat me on 3rd and long. I think you have to play it by the situation on how you're going to deal with him.
Yeah, I think that the one thing that I would add is just teams that try to inside out him have not had a lot of success with that because he has a deceptive vertical speed. So, like, usually when you see those, like, inside-out or cone brackets where there's one guy inside of him and one guy outside of him, the kryptonite to that is just to split it right up the middle and just run right through it. And JSN doesn't necessarily pop off the film of you like a Rashid Shaheed does in terms of his speed, but he's deceptively fast. And so he'll just split those double teams. So that's why the kind of over-under is what we would call it, where there's one guy underneath and there's one guy over the top, has been a little bit more successful. But then, it will come down to Cooper Kupp's going to be one-on-one. A.J. Barner's going to be one-on-one. If Shaheed's on the field or whoever the third receiver is on the field, that guy's going to be one-on-one. So the other people are going to be just as important that they're going to have to win those matchups.
Just real quick, Fred, I don't think anybody's been talking about, Paul, is there a role for Marcus Jones at all with JSN? Is there anything you can do with a sticky little, I know he's not going to jam him at the line, but in terms of cornerback quickness, Marcus Jones is up there. I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing it out there, but maybe we talked a little bit. Maybe he plays a little safety role. I don't know. I think Marcus Jones is still a useful tool, and JSN's not the biggest guy, so maybe there's something there.
I think on 3rd down, he does play kick inside a little bit. Not as much this year, but they use so many tighter condensed formations that, like, even when he's out wide, he's still inside in a lot of ways. Yeah. So Marcus Jones, I think on 3rd down, there are going to be chances where he's going to be in the slot. JSN is going to be in the slot. And the Patriots all year long haven't really messed with their structure. They haven't really put Gonzalez inside when the receiver travels inside. So if JSN lines up in the slot on 3rd down, I do expect Marcus Jones to be on him in those situations.
And part of the job is you're not going to defense every pass. He's going to get his catches. It's limiting the yards after catch.
Yeah. And
Marcus Jones is pretty good at that. I remember there was a game, where his job inside was just to make sure Tyreek Hill didn't, break away after the catch.
Yep.
And I think he can be effective in that role.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's go to Todd and Garner. What's up, Todd? Todd, you there, Todd?
Todd.
He was holding it for a long time.
Todd.
Yeah, people have lives, I guess. Let's go to David in New York. What's up, David? David.
I don't think
he's in Nevada. I'm sorry, that's not New York. Maybe now we'll be there. No.
David?
No, David.
You, David.
Okay, how about Jurgen in Los Angeles? What's up?
Hey, what's going on,
There
guys?
we go.
Hey.
How we doing?
There you go. Can you hear me, Fred?
I can.
Great phone.
Perfect. Awesome. Love you guys. First time, long time. Been following you guys since the old. I probably even listened to Pete Shepard maybe once or twice.
Pete Shepard.
Anyway.
There you go.
Yeah. What I wanted to ask is, so I was listening to the, it might have been Games with Names. It's the Julian Edelman show, and he was talking about how many plays they had for the Seattle Super Bowl, and I think they had over 100, 160. I think it was basically double the playbook that they had. So, real quick, how many? This might be a ball nor question for Evan, but how many plays do you guys think they're going to have for this Super Bowl? I'll take it off the air. Go Pats. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Well,
I got no frame of reference, Donnie.
I would really love to follow up with Julian Edelman on that and ask him, like, does he mean like 100 and what did he say, 100 and something?
160 plays.
Like unique plays, or does he mean out of different formations, out of different personnel groupings? You know, once you start to kind of do the permutations, then it can sort of take off. Because I think one of the things that Josh McDaniels is really known for is that they kind of run a lot of the same concepts, but they dress it up differently, where they're in different formations or they're in different personnel groupings. So at the end of the day, it ends up being the same routes and the same combinations, but they're getting to it in a completely different way. So maybe that's more what he meant, because 160 plays of like we drew up 160 different route combinations, I find very hard to believe. But, you know, maybe the fact that they did them in different formations and looks and stuff like that, presentations is what they like to call it nowadays, the ball knowers. And maybe that's what he's talking about.
Yep. Chris with a TIAN writes in, Felger Friday crossovers were a must listen. All-time great debates. Felger would come in around 20, 25 minutes before his show, which was on ESPN 890 AM, by the way. Exchange pleasantries and then go at it with Fred. Paul was rendered mute, a rare feat. Reiss was excellent. I mean, who doesn't love Mike Reiss? What a week. Thanks for the work.
What a week. And I'm realizing, guys, I mean, I'm not a big one for like, thank you all for following us this year, but this is our last Patriots Unfiltered of the regular season here.
Yeah.
And next show, we'll be back in our studio.
Tuesday.
And we'll be beginning of the off season.
Yeah, we're going to go to Tuesday, Thursday, no matter what, right?
Hopefully
Tuesday
we're not in
will be
studio.
a post-game show.
Hopefully we'll be atop a duck boat.
Oh,
maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike
Some more duck
and
boats?
Matt
I
in
heard
Rochester,
Wednesday.
New York. I had given up on the May MVP when the All-Pro teams came out a few weeks ago. Didn't think I'd get upset about it. Seeing that he lost by one vote really made me upset, though. When people like Dan Orlovsky are allowed to vote, despite being a friend and former teammate of Stafford, it really calls into question the legitimacy of the vote. Plus, Albert Breer getting bribes with Stafford sending him a signed jersey to gift his son for Christmas. The bias among voters is outrageous. Allen and Herbert getting first-place votes without even winning their divisions is ridiculous. All caps.
Well, Stafford didn't win his division either.
May is the only one with first-place votes to win his division. Whatever. Rant over. Just need to complain.
Well, just to be clear, he didn't lose by one vote because he lost by 5 points, which means that
a couple votes could have made the difference.
But he didn't. It wasn't like, I know that Stafford got 24 first-place votes and May got 23, but a first-place vote is only worth 3 points. So the way that somebody else ordered them.
Right. So even if Orlovsky had voted May and Stafford still would have won if that one vote split. So, you know, and then you got to take the PFF guy who was enamored with Justin Herbert, and then you're probably going to get
Listen,
there.
it was
PFF guy.
It was close. It was a toss-up. It could have gone either way. Like I picked May. If I had a vote, my vote would have gone to May. Some other people thought the same. Other people didn't, but it was really close.
Yeah, I think what we are seeing, though, with the voters, because this kind of happened last year, too, with Allen and Lamar Jackson. My stats, my nerd stats are really starting to have a huge impact on the voting, because, you know, if you just were voting based off of, you know, passing yards, passing touchdowns, TD to INT ratio, like Stafford had all those things, and the voting, I think, was so close because of EPA per dropback, because of QBR, because of all of these kind of advanced metrics we have now.
Yeah, you and your ilk are ruining all the awards just like they already did in baseball.
Ruining?
Cy Young's.
Making people smarter is what you mean.
That's a great answer.
Kyle from Maine, I placed a $25 bet on October 6th, the day after the Patriots beat Buffalo. I just had that feeling. The betting odds were 55 plus 5,500, which will turn my bet into a $1,400 win. Betting odds explain is that all bets are based off a $100 bet or unit. So I had my bet been $100, then my win would have been $5,500. P.S. I also placed that Milton Williams MVP bet right after you said something. So my $10 might win me $2,000. So it was plus 20,000 that he got odds on.
Wow.
So they've probably gone down now since I said that.
Yeah.
I think I moved the needle.
Are you a sharp?
He's a sharp. Once the sharps start, weighing in, that affects the line.
I am 11-1 in the playoffs.
You were.
That's true.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. So, yeah, the houses are calling. They're actually asking me not to give out.
Right. Well, you have too much influence, Fred.
Yeah.
Your platform is.
I
too
did
high.
bring the sheet, by the way.
Oh, for picks?
For the last hour.
I love it.
Okay.
We don't have to do that.
Alex is walking around, so we'll get her in for her pick too.
Oh, yeah?
She's her.
Austin writes in. He's in Illinois. Thanks for the Friday show. Going to be really tough only having 2 shows next week. Every time our punt unit comes onto the field on 4th down, I have to hold my breath. Barringer is really struggling. What is your level of confidence in him? I'm worried he may cost us the Super Bowl.
I wouldn't say struggling. I just think he's so inconsistent. He's up and down. Sometimes he'll have a great one, and then other times he'll have a terrible one, and that's kind of been consistent for his career, I would say.
Yeah, I would never look
for Bryce. But I'm defending. Go ahead. Sorry.
I just would never look at a game and say I'm worried our punter's going to cost us the game. I hope we're not punting too many times. I guess you could get it blocked. Yeah, that could cost you a game.
Well,
but
Rashid Shaheed's, receiving.
Yeah,
right.
but I'm not going to necessarily put that on the punter. If Shaheed
And,
takes one to the house.
Ryan Allen was praised, wasn't he, for his punting
Ryan
performance?
Allen had a tremendous Super Bowl.
Super Bowl 53.
Yeah. Tremendous 53.
I legitimately mean this. He had a case for Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl 53.
Yeah.
He was legitimately that good.
13-3.
Yeah.
There was a playoff game. The Chargers beat the Colts one year. It was sort of the latter years of Manning in Indy, and the punter basically won the game. He must have pinned the Colts inside their 5 like 4 times.
Yeah.
It was just one of those games. It happens once in a while. I would never go into a game, though, saying, Barringer's been inconsistent. I'm really worried he's going to cost us the game.
So I just my little defense of Bryce Barringer, because I know he did not have the best AFC Championship game. It was very inconsistent. But I would say the 2 things about it that stood out to me were, number one, the weather conditions that he was kicking into in the 4th quarter, in particular, where he had a couple punts. He was kicking right into the mess. Yeah. The wind and the blizzard. The second thing is that it was pretty obvious that they were trying to keep the ball away from Marvin Mims, because the Broncos offense was doing nothing. They were not worried at all about the Broncos offense driving the field and scoring. But Marvin Mims could have changed that game on a dime. If he returns one to the house, that game completely changes. He's one of the best punt returners in football. So I think the combination of dealing with the elements and trying to directionally kick the ball into a certain place to keep it away from Mims contributed to some of the short punts that we saw in the AFC Championship game, where it's just kind of a perfect storm of we're trying to angle it to the sideline and we're trying to drive it through a snowstorm here. It was a little bit difficult. There was one kick.
That was a tough game to judge anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I think that was a big part of it, because I kept on saying in the press box, I was sitting next to No Socks, I kept saying they cannot let Marvin Mims touch this ball. Like, you just can't, their offense can't score. Yeah. They can't move the ball, but he is their Marcus Jones. He's their Rashid Shaheed. He's that good as a punt returner that he could have won the game. He could have won the game for them.
Phil in Vermont says, I've got a quick cool story Hansel moment. Hadn't opened the DraftKings app in months. I usually use FanDuel. You should use DraftKings. With the upcoming weekend, I fired it up yesterday to check out the different props and lines. When I opened the app, I noticed my balance was higher than I remembered it. It should have been 0, but it wasn't. After first thought, I was like, a glitch? Then I checked my bet history. Turns out I completely forgot I put a futures bet on the Patriots to win the division and the conference back on September 5th. I had totally spaced on it, so for almost 2 weeks, I unknowingly had $785 sitting in my account off a $30 bet. What a pleasant surprise.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
You got to like parlay that found money into something bigger.
Put it all on Milton Williams, MVP.
This is when I get disappointed that we can't bet because some of it we would probably be cleaning up if we could.
I feel like I'd be a whole different person if that was available to me,
I know.
and I'm kind of glad that I just can't even think about it.
This is probably why we're not allowed to bet is because we would be probably pretty good at it.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they don't
well,
want us doing it.
At least bet
I
on
don't
it.
know.
I
I think the moment I actually did it for real, I'd lose everything.
Yeah, because if I was any good at it, I'd roll the dice.
Yeah.
I'm not good at it.
I don't even know if I would bet on football per se. I got too much going on for football, but for like hockey games to make it a little interesting, a little juice. I mean, the action is the juice, right?
The action is the juice.
Nice.
Hockey is all the number, right? Because you can't do.
It's tough. I don't think it's a great bet
you can't
either.
do like
I'd
Bruins.
parlay like goals and
You
assists.
can do goals.
Yeah.
You can do individual player goals.
Yeah.
But the lines are what? Like, I mean, if it gets more than 2, I mean, that's you're talking crazy
There's just
numbers.
not enough scoring.
Probably be hard. I'm
There's
not
a lot
thinking
of
about it from a
like
gambling
there's a
perspective.
lot of like parlays where you can like say like I think this guy's gonna score a goal and then that guy's gonna get an assist and kind of like package it together into like a group of like bets with hockey, but it's not the same as football.
Let's see. Cameron in Dallas. Just like the Hall of Fame, the NFL doesn't know what the criteria for an MVP is. It's just whatever they feel like it is. Last year, it was Allen for doing more with less. This year, it's a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's a disgrace. Also, whoever voted for Herbert should be stripped of their vote and fired into
Now
the
that
sun.
I agree with.
A
first place
Guess
vote
what?
for-
He was
for
on
Herbert.
Peter Lindsell this morning. I guess he's making the rounds.
At least Drake May is still up for one more MVP award on Sunday. You got that right.
That's right. That's the one we like.
Yeah, I can't really fake outrage about this one because obviously the focus for Drake May and the Patriots right now is on winning the Super Bowl, which is a much bigger trophy than MVP. But it is I hear what he's saying a little bit about the inconsistencies. Like,
sure,
last year Josh Allen won it because the voters said they were pretty even, but Josh Allen had less around him than Lamar Jackson did.
Yep.
And if we sit here and say as a vote that was 366 to 361 in the point system, it was pretty even, but who had the better supporting cast, Drake May or Matthew Stafford? And we all felt like it was Matthew Stafford. So if you're going to be sort of consistent about how you voted last year, then
Absolutely.
shouldn't you be
That's fair. The only part of this, I'll reiterate, my choice would have been made for exactly the reason Evan just said. But
we have Governor Maura Healey joining.
Oh, yeah? Oh, wow.
Man.
Oh my God! I need to get professional.
I don't
am
know.
a little
Holy
worried
mackerel.
about this.
I don't have my questions
I actually
prepped.
I actually have a question for her that I really want to ask.
Governor. Hi, Fred Kirsch.
Nice to see
Hi.
Paul Perillo.
Yeah, Paul, nice to see you.
Wow.
Evan Lazar, this is really cool. Nice to meet you.
Mike Dussault, pleasure. Great.
Yeah. If you can, have a seat. That'd be great. Wow. Yeah.
Great.
Holy mackerel.
Are the Patriots playing in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
Wow. So
I've never talked to a
we're
governor
honored to be
before.
joined by the governor of Massachusetts, Maura Healey.
I'm honored to be here. This is great.
Yeah.
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 So you just decided
Is
to
there
go
a
to
game?
Radio Row?
Well, I was out here recruiting some companies, right? We want to bring them business to Massachusetts, and just so happened to be a game I heard. So
Yeah.
I better come by.
Well, I know you're a Patriots fan because I've seen
Huge.
you at
Yeah.
the games. Yeah. So, like, what do you think about this season? Because I've been working for the Patriots for over 31 years. I didn't see this coming. Like, so
Yeah.
what do you think?
I mean, it's just awesome. It's awesome. The team, what they represent. Resilience, the comeback. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to know who saw 4-13 to 14 plus
Right.
wins. Right? But
If they saw it, they were lying.
and
Yeah.
so it's a great story just in that way because of what they've overcome. I mean, who doesn't love Mike Vrabel? We loved him as a player. We wanted him back. At least I did as a coach. And oh my God, right? And it's just awesome. His passion, his intensity. And the thing that I like, and to me what makes him just such an incredible leader, is that he's got a group of guys playing at the top of their game. And they're superstars, right? I mean, we've had people emerge, but, it's mostly a group of guys that just, with no superstars, right, who've found a way to just play together and gel.
Yeah.
And I just think that's an incredible testament to his leadership and to the quality of men on this team and this organization for putting this all together.
Yeah. I mean, something like this, I mean, it's always great for the region and Massachusetts when our sports teams are doing well, right?
It's awesome. Look, it's great for the vibe, right?
Yep.
Who doesn't love that? I think, we've all been feeling it. People are this is also the coldest, worst time of the year in Massachusetts.
So my wife's been telling me back home.
I feel so bad. Be careful this weekend, folks, because it is going to be cold again. But, people's spirits, it's amazing. Businesses, employees having their own parties, different ways to celebrate. I know that'll happen over the weekend. It's also good for the economy, for restaurants and bars who've struggled, too, over the last year. It's so important that they're getting several extra weeks of business, so I love that. But, people, I think, given the times that we're in and, people being fearful or uncertain or anxious or whatever, and, inflation, this is a great thing for everybody. So I'm thrilled. What a gift they've given us. That's how I look at it, right, as governor. What a gift.
Absolutely.
So, speaking of gifts, what are we going to win from California?
Oh, do you have any of those bets?
What is our bet?
Well, the bet is everybody in the state of Washington is going to have to drink Dunkin' Donuts and throw out Starbucks.
That's not. I'd gladly do that.
Love that one. Yeah, we made some bets. I made some bets with the governor there. Obviously, coffee. I'll send him a bunch of dunks. We've got legal seafood, right? They have some chowder, I guess. I don't really know.
I heard we all have
what
to wear
they
flannel.
put in
Look at that eye roll. I love that.
Yeah.
I heard at the Seahawks when we all have to wear flannel. For
listen
like
to grunge.
Is that right?
Listen to grunge rock.
And don't carry umbrellas when it rains because they look down on that in Seattle.
No, it's hey, East Coast, West Coast. It's a great rivalry, and but I like our New England grittiness.
Yeah.
Well, Governor,
I like being an underdog too. I don't know if you guys talked about that. But,
oh yeah, we're all over that.
That's a good place to be.
Well, these guys have been to so many Super Bowls. This is my first. Your first as well?
Totally.
Feels good. We got here. So our predecessors have all gone to so many, and now we finally get here?
Yeah, and, I flew out last night on the plane, and just a plane full of New England fans, everybody in their Patriots gear, and just the joy and energy. It's awesome, and it's great to take in the energy, here.
So will you be at the game?
I am going to the game.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm going as a fan, and I'm going, as governor too. I mean, it's a big deal for our state, big deal for the region. And as I say, this team represents, I think, a lot of really positive things. So really psyched to be here. It is my first Super Bowl. I used to watch it at home or on the couch with folks or a party. So it'll be a little different experience, but I'm just really happy to celebrate, and really, I'm glad everybody's had a couple weeks off too.
Yeah. Well, we haven't, but
Well, you don't. Yeah.
It's Fred's 11th Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right?
Is that right?
My 10th, Fred's 11th.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
All right. Besides this, what was the most memorable?
Oh, it's the first one.
one.
You always remember your first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2001. Again, we were underdogs, 14-point underdogs to the greatest show on turf. No one saw it coming. We had a new head coach. We had a second-year quarterback. Sound familiar?
Yep.
And they did it. So who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. I was actually down. I was working at the law firm then, and I was on some assignment. They sent me as an associate to look at documents or do something. So I was in a hotel room in Miami, just watched the whole thing. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
That was
the start of something we didn't know.
No, and all these Super Bowls that the Patriots have been in, they all seem to be just crazy,
they come
close
down to the
games.
wire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
get your heart ready.
Yeah. So remember, the 28-3 game that they came back from against Atlanta. So after that game, there was a T-shirt that came out, 28-3, very iconic. This guy is the one who created that T-shirt.
Did you really?
Yeah. When he was living in
Captured
California.
the spirit of the thing. The moment captured in just a graphic. Yeah, it resonated.
Wasn't that insane?
It was insane.
That was. I don't know if we'll ever see anything quite like that. That was insane.
When I saw it, I just thought this doesn't. I wasn't really trying to troll the Falcons, which a lot of Saints fans thought I was because I sold out. But to me, that just summed up a lot of things in life where it feels like 28-3, and you know how it turned out. You feel like you're down. Keep fighting.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
I want to make a children's book, really. Illustrated children's book based on that game.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the lesson that we all try to teach our kids. Don't give up. As long as you put in your time, your preparation, there's always hope.
Yep.
And I think that's the lesson you learn from that game.
And it's also, one of the great things about football, it's a team game. There's 11 guys
Greatest
out
team
there.
sport on earth.
And, I'll give you that. I like my basketball too, but that's a different
basketball. But you can have one superstar who can.
That's
I have a basketball
that's
question
such a good
for
point.
you.
That's such a good point. And 11, it takes everybody's got to do their job. Everybody has a role to play, and in that game, you saw different people stepping up at different times, and that's also a great lesson for kids about teamwork.
I have a basketball question for you, actually, because I'm a big basketball fan myself too. And what do we got to do to get a WNBA team in Massachusetts? I know you've talked about this before, and I thought that maybe the Sun were going to come to Boston, but we need a WNBA team in Boston, don't we?
Big time. I mean, look, women's sports, it's on the move. You see the enthusiasm. You see people coming out to these games. I mean, I've been in games in other cities. W games sell out crowds. The market is there, the enthusiasm is there, and I think in the greatest sports town in America, which is Boston, we should have a W team. So I was hoping we'd get the Sun. Looks like, the NBA may have them going to Houston, but I'm not giving up on it, and I'll work with anyone on it because I think we've got professional football, hockey, the Fleet's on right now.
Yeah.
We've got soccer coming, all for women's sports. We should have a W team in
Agreed.
Boston. It'd be great. It'd be great. And people would come from all over. I know that.
Yeah, especially the college game is getting more and more attractive to sports fans, and I think that's helping the draft for the WNBA. So who's going where? So I think it all marries together, just like college football and pro football.
And we invented the game.
That's true.
Both. I mean, Naismith did it, but also the women's game was invented in Massachusetts at Smith, and we're I think rightful owners of this, and we should be having a W team. And it's bigger,
the
faster,
governor of
stronger.
Massachusetts says it should be. Let it be.
Yeah. I love it. I love that you advocate for that because I'm a big fan of it, and I actually went to the game last year with Caitlin Clark when she came here and played the Sun, and that place was sold out. I mean, absolutely sold out. Too many people were rooting for Caitlin Clark, though, because they were all there to see her, and we need a Boston team that we can get behind.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
The other thing I think about women's basketball right now is it's a game that's below the rim, and I think a lot of people, especially us old school Boston Celtics, we go back, the game is played the way the men's game used to be played in a lot of ways, and I think that a lot of people, that appeals to a lot of people too. It's great to watch.
Well, if we can get more Caitlin Clarks, there we go, because no one has an IQ like her on the court. It's amazing.
Paige Beckers.
She's good. Yes.
Paige Beckers.
Paige is good. Yep.
New England ties there.
Yeah, we love our Huskies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, listen, it's an honor, again, to have you stop by. I really appreciate that.
It's an honor to see you guys. I know you guys are working your butts off to put all this on, and it'll be nonstop for the next 72 hours.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Thank you
if
for
we
bring
win,
it
it's
to
even
us.
more nonstop.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see you at the parade.
Right.
Don't say those words.
We can't talk about the parade yet?
Don't say those words. But, hey, it's great, and I hope everybody out there, both back home and out here, has a lot of fun. Be safe, and go Pats.
All right,
Pats.
Maura Healey, the
Absolutely.
Governor of Massachusetts. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks, guys.
You.
Great
All right.
to see you.
Thank you, Governor.
Take a break.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. and 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in. We walked into a real one tonight. How much you sitting on? Over 20 mil. Any ideas who might want this money? The cartel, dirty cops. Where do you want to start?
Move, go!
It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in. We walked into a real one tonight. How much you sitting on? Over 20 mil. Any ideas who might want this money? The cartel, dirty cops. Where do you want to start?
Move, go!
It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in. We walked into a real one tonight. How much you sitting on? Over 20 mil. Any ideas who might want this money? The cartel, dirty cops.
Where do you want to start?
Move, go! It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
All right, back here on Radio Row. It's Patriots Unfiltered. Evan, Deuce, Paul, me.
And
Matt, Anthony back there.
Super Bowl champion.
We were just joined by the Governor of Massachusetts, Maura Healey. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
But now, not to be upstaged, it's Sebastian Vollmer, even a bigger.
Wow.
I mean, in terms
Person.
of height. Yeah. Sebastian,
physical stature.
Sebastian, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. We're back at it.
I know.
It's awesome.
Isn't this amazing?
It's great.
Yeah.
Took a little 7-year hiatus. It's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
A little sabbatical.
Yeah.
I mean, the franchise would kill for this.
Yeah.
I love it.
We had to get our legs, and
Yeah.
now we got them back underneath us, and we're back. So what are you up to?
A lot. So I'm going to be I'll be on the sideline for the German broadcast, RTL, the rights holder in Germany. So I'll be doing that. And then obviously doing some content for the Patriots, like all on the international side, and trying to get it all under like one hat. You know, the NFL, Patriots, and the broadcasting stuff.
Yep. So you've been making your rounds.
Correct.
Have you been to Radio Row before?
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
What do you think about this whole thing? It's pretty wild, isn't it?
Exactly that. I think it's exhausting. And I don't know if it's like the chatter everywhere you go. But as a former player, it's cool because you see so many guys you played against, you played with, and it's kind of like this like high school reunion type.
Yeah.
And I think it's always cool, like the entire Super Bowl week, just seeing old friends and all of that.
Yeah, that's been the coolest part, I think, to just watch is like to how the former and current players walking around and you guys reuniting and stuff like that. I saw Nico, he was walking around earlier today too. What's that like to just like see guys that you haven't seen?
Family reunion.
Yeah, it's like 10 years probably in some cases.
Exactly. It's really cool. And I mean, I think when you play football and you're like, you know, in sweatpants, in a locker room, in your 30s, right? I feel like there's not a lot of jobs where you can actually do that. And you sweat, you battle, you win Super Bowls together. And I think it really creates a bond. And yeah, you're right. I mean, obviously people live in Massachusetts, then, you know, I moved to Florida, or people go to California, like all that stuff, and you don't get to see each other. But when you have a yearly event and you make it happen, really, it's just cool. It just feels good.
Sebastian, over the course of the year, Will Campbell, left tackle.
Yep.
What did you see from him over the course of the year and how he developed?
I thought he had a really good season. Obviously struggled a little bit in the playoffs. I think we gave up 15 sacks in the playoffs. Probably don't want to do any of that this coming Sunday. However, I love everything about him. I think obviously the aggressiveness, the ownership of when he plays good or bad. He's extremely self-motivated. I think that's phenomenal. But, I mean, we can't forget he's a rookie, right? I mean, if you're the best in college, how else are you going to get better? You get better by competition. You get better being in these big games. You get better by facing the number 1, 2, 3, 5 defense. As he said, well, those defensive ends make, you know, $300 million, whatever it was, right? And those are experiences. And when I got to the league, right, I think my first start was against Dwight Freeney. Right, all of a sudden you're like, ooh, there's a Hall of Famer. But you can't help, and obviously Josh McDaniels is phenomenal in putting the right game plan together, helping out, quick passes, screens, chips, like all that stuff. So I'm not too worried about it, to be honest.
So, I mean, we had a bunch of people on here, Mike Reiss, one of them, who thinks that the offensive line needs to hold up. That's the key to the game, he thinks, is the Patriots' offensive line.
I would agree with that. And, I mean, obviously you can make that point in really any game. Like, if you give up a bunch of sacks or your quarterback is running for your life or for his life, it's hard to win. Even with Tom back then. I mean, the Super Bowl we lost against the Giants, 2012. It does something. I mean, I get it, right? You just stand there and you get hit left and right. I mean, you're worried about yourself, right? It's human nature. So I 100% get it. But I do think that Drake handled the pressure phenomenally well. I don't think he took the foot off the gas. I don't think he got more careful, or as in cautious, maybe it's a better word. But I would agree. I don't think McDaniels is gonna put him in a position where he needs to block for 5-6 seconds. I think they might move the pocket again, screens, and typically what we did when me or Nate or Matt had those defensive ends, you start off at maybe a chip, a trap, things where the defensive end or any pressure position, they have to think about it. Kind of the same thing what the quarterback does when he gets hit. Well, let's hit that guy from the side, right, from the left, from the right, and now he has something else to think about and can't just tee off.
Right.
What have you seen from Seattle, up front? How will the Patriots be able to hold up based on what you've seen from that Seattle defensive line?
They're good, and I think they are representation of the entire defense. They're aggressive, they're fast. Remind me to a degree of the defense we played 11 years ago in the Super Bowl. You gotta respect, obviously. You gotta respect them. You gotta respect any defense, obviously. They are well coached. They hustle. I think they have a tendency maybe on the deep ball to give that up. I think in zone, but on that front, I think obviously with Drake being the best deep ball passer in the game, that helps. But as you were saying, you got to hold up for that, right? You need some time. So I think you pick your spots. You might do like on second down. What we always did, and it would be a similar approach. Obviously, you want to stay ahead of down and distances, right? You don't want to get in third and long. And these keys, obviously, it's every game and every week. It should be like that. But I think it's extremely important to do it this way. And, they're working on that.
So, Patriots aren't going to be playing in Brazil, that's for sure. We're not going to be playing in Australia. That's already been announced. But there's a Munich game coming up, and we wouldn't be the home team, but I hope.
Better.
Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard.
No?
Haven't heard anything yet, but we have an international meeting tonight, so let me find it. No.
Okay, yeah. Because I'd love to go back to Munich. I had a great time there.
They're great hosts. I think the city is so walkable.
Yeah.
So even like for American fans coming there, I think it's a great experience. It's a great representation of Germany. I think it's good foods. Obviously, beer is part
around
of
Christmas
that.
time.
And then, it's just exactly that. And I think the welcoming and the way they did it, and all the fan pubs and the activations we did, not in Munich, but maybe we went to Frankfurt. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's great for the German fans.
Even when we went to Munich, we were at the Hotspot. I forget the name.
The Hofbrauhaus?
Yeah. We did a lot in Munich.
Yeah. So I think it's cool. Like it's just with the teams really embracing the internet, the marketing and the trying to get the fans involved. I think it's phenomenal. And then obviously we have done a lot of cool activations together, and it's been only positive.
Yep. All right. So Sebastian, appreciate you coming by.
Where's your ring? You took the ring off?
I took them off there. Right here.
Yeah. You told me that too bad you didn't run the ball. That's what you said to us earlier.
I mean, for them. But I mean, obviously, don't want to keep analyzing. But I think by call, that was the right call, right? Like, by the formation our defense had. I mean,
that's what they like. They came in that goal line 3-corner package, so they had like 7 guys up on the line of scrimmage, and they just Matt Patricia said that was the one time they've called that package the entire season.
I've seen a lot of 1-yard touchdown runs into the goal line heavy defenses in my life. I mean,
especially when you have Marshawn Lynch.
But with the time on the clock and the all that, there was some method to the madness of throwing. It just wasn't a great pass.
I like it. It works.
It's one of the iconic moments of the NFL.
So we had just a quick story, Freddie. Mike and I were coming around the corner out here, and there was a Seahawks fan who saw us and saw all our Patriot stuff, and he's like, we're going to beat you, and it's like, we're not going to throw the ball this time, and Mike said, well, you don't have Marshawn anymore, so it doesn't really matter.
That's true.
And he was like going back and forth, so we turned the corner, and who do we see? Malcolm Butler.
We should have gone back with him. We should have gone back. That would have been the all-time drop the mic moment. Like, what were you saying? This guy right here?
Malcolm would like a word.
All right, Sebastian, thanks for coming by.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you, Sebastian.
Sebastian Vollmer, Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots from Houston.
Yeah.
All right.
I always love when Seabass pops up around our area. All of a sudden, you just see this monstrous guy, putting out the sun. Seabass is in town, but
I'll tell you, nobody looks better after his football career than Sebastian Vollmer.
Oh, he does look
my God.
terrific. He does.
I think the first time I really talked to him, we were in the combine, and we just sat in like it was the end of the night, and we all just had a couple drinks, and he just was telling the stories, and oh my gosh, it was a total blast. Great guy.
It was that. I was just about to say that, Deuce. That was like a pinch me moment. I was like, those are the times where you have to remind yourself when you told like 15-year-old me that you're just going to be hanging out with Sebastian Vollmer and talking about Patriot stories and stuff like that. You would be over the moon.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I kind of felt similar. Paul and I got in a conversation last night with Jason McCourty a little bit, and it's usually when you're going to ask players questions, you're trying to think of a good question, or and it's maybe it's in the locker room or there's some other people around and there's some pressure. But when you get into those situations where you're just kind of hanging out and talking, it's so much more comfortable and loose, and they start to tell you things, and it's I haven't had a lot of those moments, but they've all been great.
Yep. Good stuff. The guests keep on coming. Will in Cranston, I assume that's Rhode Island. Hope you're having a blast. That being said, I think it's atrocious that people are sleeping on Gonzo as hard as they are playing JSN. The Seahawks haven't seen this good of a defense since they played the Texans early this year. They are dragging us through the mud like we don't belong here. I think they are in for a surprise. That and the fact that people don't believe in Drake May like he's not an MVP runner-up. He played in the elements. I have full confidence he will bounce back in a big way this game. Let's go, Patriots. Shut the haters up. I love it.
Maybe we've been kind of doing our own thing and in our bubble. I haven't heard a ton of vitriol towards the Patriots,
not
right?
Really.
No,
not really.
I mean, we've been busy.
But I will say,
you haven't heard the Christian Gonzalez hate?
No.
That hasn't
come
across your radar?
I think most people think he's one of the best corners in football.
Well, I will say that, I'm on my Milton Williams MVP kick, but let's say that they do put Gonzo on JSN for the whole game, and he shuts them down.
Yeah.
And the Patriots win.
Yeah.
Would he be a candidate?
Yeah, I mean, usually with that, like, you need a pick or something.
I was going to say you need stats.
But, yeah.
But
let's just, I'm not arguing with you about the validity of what you're saying, but let's just say JSN gets 3 catches for 30 yards, and the Patriots win 31-14. Christian Gonzalez isn't getting MVP unless it was like 3 catches for 30 yards and a pick 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
What did the cornerback from Dallas do when he got it?
He had 2 picks.
2 picks, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how Carlton Davis and Christian Gonzalez had 0 interceptions in the regular season, the 2 of them, 0. And then Davis had 2 in the Houston game, and then Gonzo had the game-sealing interception in the AFC Championship game. And it's funny how they kind of come in bunches, and it was a shut-down tandem, 0 picks all year long, and then they get 3 in 2 playoff games.
And if he's going to be on JSN a lot, he's going to have a lot of opportunities because they're going to throw the ball to him.
Yeah.
The thing I like about Paul is he doesn't give a lot of credit for they chucked it right to him. But those Carlton Davis ones, full credit on those interceptions where he's diving, getting a knee down.
The one with the knee was just unbelievable.
I mean, just great plays.
Yep. Hey.
What's happening? All right, let's get back to the phones. 855-PATS-500. Let's go to David in Nevada. He's going to give it another shot. What's up, David? David.
Why can't we get anyone to talk to us? Why don't you want to talk to
me? How about Teak in San Mateo? What's up, Teak? There he is. How you doing?
Hey, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so first off, just wanted to I can't believe I'm following the governor of Massachusetts and Sebastian, so thanks for making me follow.
It's quite the pairing.
Yeah.
Governor of Germany, Sebastian.
Ambassador, maybe.
I want to say a huge thank you for the 16 hours of content. It's been absolutely awesome. I know not easy, 4 hours a day, so it's just, you guys make a huge difference, I want to say, for the Pats Nation.
Well, thank you.
Kind of feeds into each other. The fans, the team, you guys, they really make the whole thing different.
Thanks.
And I might be a little bit of a masochist in this thinking, but I'm almost glad May did not win the MVP, and I'm almost tired of all of this talk of who wins that, and we're above it, I see it. The Deflategate, Spygate, the history of this team, we're better than the rest of the NFL. So to be worrying about these honor awards, it's all for them. They can all worry about the little trophies and the little pretty dances and dressing up on a suit, but we're the ones actually playing on Sunday.
That's right.
Tired of that talk.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like that kind of talk.
Love it, Teak. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. We'll go over to Maryland. Ryan. What's up, Ryan? Ryan. Oh, people don't hang on. All right. David's going to give it another shot from Nevada.
He's ready this time.
What's up, David? You there?
David.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Evan, your fly's down, bro. I've been trying to fucking contact you, man. I'm sorry, dude. Dude, I'm sorry. Hey, just a quick couple things, man. Let's see. I have one life regret, and it's with PFW, man. And, Fred, you've kind of atoned for me a little bit, dude. I always wanted to call in and tell Eric that he's been pronouncing his last name wrong. It's Calavino, not Scalavino.
That's right. That's correct.
I saw a little clip. Yeah, dude, you there was a little clip or a little runner of you saying that, man, and that made me feel so good, dude. But, hey, I got Pats 2017. I got a plus 675 bet. It's Pats on the money line, the under, and Borregales having plus 1.5 field goals. And what do I got to do to get a T-shirt signed by you guys, man? I've been listening since 2006 after, oh, God, I forgot the dude's name. 2007, I started listening to you guys. I've been a loyal listener. I haven't missed many shows, man. You guys are the best. Thank you so much.
We'll get you a T-shirt. Yeah.
Send an email.
Yeah, send an email with your address on it. Thanks, David. He's been trying to call all morning, so. You know.
Yeah. Oh, he earned it then.
Yeah.
We'll sign it.
Brendan writes in from Connecticut. Marcus Jones has 2 touchdowns, he says, in the game. 1 punt return for a touchdown and 1 pick six.
Now that's an MVP.
Yeah,
that would be an MVP thing.
That would be MVP. Exactly.
Patriots win by double digits. Patriots D-line dominates Seattle O-line and rattles Darnold. Not to the point of seeing ghosts, but enough that he makes multiple errors. Seattle's lack of coaching experience in big games contributes to their loss. May has an up-and-down day, but does enough to protect the point lead that Jones provided.
Okay.
So, okay, we'll take it.
Okay.
Matty, maybe we need to dress up as ghosts for the Super Bowl. Like, Woo! We get some screen time. We'll just paint our chests. That's fine. We got it all.
So you might get in trouble.
We got it.
Yeah, it's like the ghost thing. Could make sure that it looks normal. Like, don't.
Oh,
that can backfire.
right.
Yeah. Blue square.
Deuce and I are going to paint NEP on our chest and go shirtless.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better. I think that's a better idea.
Yeah, Matt's going to have to shave my chest first, but that's all right.
So Ryan in Salt
Jerry
Lake
Seinfeld?
City says he has concerns with Josh McDaniels.
Okay. I'm like,
hot take, he says. McDaniels will not be back as OC in 2027 unless he changes his style. Why? He has one of the most dynamic quarterbacks, but is not progressive or dynamic with his play calls, other than the occasional trick play for little gain. You have all pushed back on the criticism of Daniels, and that has been disappointing. Paul, please don't interrupt. Run left, run right. Then we leave Drake with a 3rd and 7 obvious passing situation. Trevion can catch passes and run at lightning speed, yet we use Ramondre for that purpose, who is slower. When Trevion is in the backfield, it's typically a run. It's like Patricia is calling the plays again. Come on, Josh, do better. Wow. What do you think, Evan?
I mean, bro, he won a consistent coach of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I always think it's funny the run left, run right, 3rd and long, like that. Like it's really that simple is what they're doing.
I know.
I don't know. I mean, I think Josh McDaniels done a nice job of marrying some of the moving pockets, bootlegs, some quarterback run things that we've seen a little bit in the playoffs. Certainly, I think there's a lot more of that's kind of meat on the bone. I talked to him about this the other day, and I wrote a story about it. He even said, I think we're just kind of scratching the surface of where it's at. But, at the end of the day, even though we're here, it was year one in the system and kind of learning the system and learning the ins and outs of the offense and each other. But I think that there's a lot of good, unique things that they've done. And I think the biggest thing of all is that they found like a core set of plays that Drake May is clearly extremely comfortable running.
I would just say, I think that email is a little ill-timed. Like, what did the Patriots finish in points this year? Scoring.
I can tell you if you give me
second in the regular season. Second.
Yep. They scored the second most points in the league. Okay.
Per game.
How would you describe the Patriots' cast of offensive talent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Average.
Yeah. A quarterback playing at an elite level with average talent around him. That's one of the reasons why we all wanted Drake May to win the MVP. And he just never called good plays all year. He has average talent, obvious holes to work around on the offensive line with a couple of kids starting.
Yeah.
So he has to devote some time to help those guys, especially the edges, and he doesn't get any credit for, like, scoring over 28 points a game. And it's not been, a ton of defensive setup scores this year.
Yeah.
No, their offensive DVOA is probably pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they were third in yards, second in points, first in EPA per play, top 10 in DVOA on offense. Their quarterback was just the runner-up for MVP and almost won the thing. Their rookie running back that they don't use correctly was a nominee for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Stephon Diggs was a nominee for Comeback Player of the Year. And so, all this kind of happened, and I understand that, everybody is fair to criticize what they want to criticize.
That's why I'm not killing the email. I know he took a shot at me in there. I'm not killing the email. I just think it's an odd time for it based on the season that they just had.
Yeah, yeah. And I would also just add really quickly that their early down pass rate, how frequently they pass on first and second down, they are near the top of the league in how often they pass on first down. So, like, this run, third down and long, I don't – now, they've played that way a little bit in the playoffs. And I think a lot of these games in the playoffs have been that kind of game, and they've sort of declared it that way and leaned on the defense more and just hope the defense can kind of batten down the hatches.
But I think you had an entire second half in Denver that you can kind of throw away in terms of play calling.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Now,
at least the fourth quarter.
Their offense hasn't been as productive. I've been saying, like, I have a lot of confidence in the Patriots offense because I've seen them move the ball and score points all year. That hasn't really been the case in the playoffs. They had 2 games where they really didn't move the ball very well at all, and a third game that it took a long time before they started moving it, the Chargers game. But, part of that is circumstantial with the weather and in the opponents and whatnot. I don't necessarily look at Josh McDaniels as this offensive guru that some people make him out to be, but I thought that email was really harsh the other way.
Well, listen, you should be on the blog when
Fred,
this happens all the time.
It happens.
And I also wonder too, and maybe I ask you guys where you fall on this. The one thing that they didn't do a ton of is run Drake by design. They would sprinkle it in and maybe situationally, the Buffalo games, the second Buffalo game, he did it twice in the red zone. He scored touchdowns. He obviously had the quarterback draw against the Broncos in the AFC Championship game for a touchdown. But it's been more situational and sprinkled in. But I think a lot of that has to do with, longevity, durability. Like, they don't want to have to go to that unless it's a high leverage situation where they feel like they need to go to that. I don't know if they necessarily want him to be Lamar Jackson, where he's running around, carrying the ball 100 times a season.
Look at what's happening to Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, so, I think that's where the difference is. And when I talked to McDaniels about it the other day, he brought up Cam Newton and his experience with Cam. But he mentioned, Cam Newton was 250, 260 pounds. So you could run Cam Newton like a running back, and he had the body to hold up. Josh Allen's kind of similar. Josh Allen is a huge dude. He's 240, maybe 245. Drake May is 6'4.5", 225, something like that. Certainly a big guy, but not Cam Newton, Josh Allen big, where you want him to run, by design as much as those guys.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, let's take a break. When we come back, more calls, more emails, more guests on Patriots Unfiltered.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex Disc contours to it, so the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience,
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in. We walked into a real one tonight. How much you sitting on? Over 20 mil. Any ideas who might want this money? The cartel, dirty cops. Where do you want to start? Move, go! It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex Disc contours to it, so the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience,
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in. We walked into a real one tonight. How much you sitting on? Over 20 mil. Any ideas who might want this money? The cartel, dirty cops. Where do you want to start?
Move, go!
It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex Disc contours to it, so the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience,
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in. We walked into a real one tonight. How much you sitting on? Over 20 mil. Any ideas who might want this money? The cartel, dirty cops. Where do you want to start? It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in. We walked into a real one tonight. How much you sitting on? Over 20 mil. Any ideas who might want this money? The cartel, dirty cops. Where do you want to start?
Move, go!
It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in. We walked into a real one tonight. How much you sitting on? Over 20 mil. Any ideas who might want this money? The cartel, dirty cops. Where do you want to start?
Move, go!
It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
All right, back here on Patriots Unfiltered, day 4 at Radio Row for Patriots Unfiltered. We are into our final hour. No, wait a minute.
Yes.
It's 1 o'clock. Yeah, our final hour
Fourth
here.
and final
Wow.
hour of the fourth and final day.
It
boys.
goes fast.
Fourth quarter.
It
finish
goes
strong.
fast. What a lineup of guests we've already had.
This has been crazy.
And she's not a guest. She's been our host for all season. Alex Francisco is back in the house. What have you been doing?
Thriving.
You've been running around?
Still thriving.
Community events today.
Yeah?
You know, a lot going on. I'm going to leave you guys soon to head to another one, a Patriots event with Dr. Dana Kraft. So that should be cute. Yeah, down at the San Jose Humane Society.
Okay.
I thought I saw Alex last night actually trying out for the cheerleading squad. I think that, the cheerleading squad was on the dance floor, and Alex was like,
I was in a mosh
Can I
pit.
get in on this?
How many drinks had she had?
2.
Oh, just 2.
Oh,
I had
just 2
2 margaritas all night. I was high on life. I just love Drops of Jupiter. It's a great song. But yeah, the cheerleaders are always a good time, and no one was really dancing. And I'm like, Train is here. Like, oh my God, you guys. So then I was like, all right, if none of the content girls want to hang and dance with me, I'm going to go dance with the cheerleaders. And then everyone, of course, saw me doing that.
right.
So then they came over. But yeah, we were in the front row for Train, and it was literally.
She caught a pick.
I got a guitar pick. No big deal.
So what did you think when the governor of Massachusetts sat down with us?
That was so cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Well, she followed me on Instagram 2 days ago, so I was like, oh, she must be looking for me.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Wow.
No, but that was awesome.
Yeah, we
And
did our
she's a ball-
pictures, and you were like, can I get in?
Well, yeah, I
That
thought it would
was
be
smart,
nice. We had to
yeah.
have a whole, it was all you guys. You had to have the whole PU crew.
Get in
Yeah,
there.
that was great.
Yeah, sorry for inserting myself.
No,
That was
you
not
should.
It's the governor,
That
you
was
know?
not
It's the
inserted.
You should have been
governor.
in from the get-go.
No, absolutely. All right, so since you're here, and I know you've got other things to do, it's that time of the week. We don't have music? Okay, all right. All right. So we're going to do our picks. We're not going to wait until the final few minutes because there we go.
Ace.
Good job, Ace.
Ace.
Ace in the hole.
Back at the
on.
ranch.
Love it. Love it.
You never
Love
know
it.
what's going to happen. So while we have this time, let's do our picks.
Yeah.
Paul?
I'm going to do real quick. I'll just tell you again, last week, Mike, Alex, myself, and Fred all went 2-0. Evan went 1-1.
I picked the Rams.
The Rams.
With the spread,
Too biased.
Evan went 0-2.
Oh, boy.
And the rest of the crew went 1-1. So,
Gross.
And the one I
playoffs.
lost was the Patriots.
Playoffs, everybody went 10-2
Oh.
in the
Okay.
overall
That's
picks.
pretty good.
10-2.
Even Deuce.
So I won.
With
Got
the
it.
with the spread,
Hey.
with the
however you want.
spread, Freddie Fields, 11-1.
He raises the same.
With the I finished second at 7-5.
No.
Finish
No.
strong. Finish
Hey,
strong.
might as well be last.
Everybody
Paul.
else
Might
was
as well be
6-6.
6
Everybody else was 6-6.
Okay.
So, obviously, we have the Patriots in Seattle. We've talked about this game a little bit over the last 15
Maybe
hours.
A couple times.
Seattle is the favorite, as you all know. But as Fred said earlier, this is not like the 2001 Patriots against the Rams. We shocked the world. We shocked the world. 2 touchdown under.
Yeah.
Seattle is a modest 4.5-point favorite. 4.5.
Still a solid favorite.
Yes.
A solid favorite.
Yes, I would agree with you.
So do I have to lead us off to maintain the order?
The
that we
integrity
usually
of
do?
the contest?
The integrity of the contest? Sure. Well, my confidence has been growing this week. I came into this Super Bowl week feeling a little bit happy to be here. Patriots are already playing with house money. Seattle's a very good team. This is going to be a tough game for them. But spending more time around the team, hearing about their preparation, they feel very loose to me. They feel relaxed. I know Mike Reiss pointed out they're a young team, but sometimes I think that can be a good thing because you don't know what you don't know. And I believe that they are going to go out there and put together their best game of the season. We're going to see Drake May at an MVP level. And originally in the week, my score, I leaned a little bit closer. I'm going to expand the score margin a little bit. I'm going to go Patriots 27, Seahawks 17. And Drake May.
Okay.
10
Drake
points.
May. Drake May
May.
is your Super Bowl MVP.
Wow. That's a
Okay.
big pick.
There we go. All right.
Shoot that into my veins.
Alex.
I feel the same way as Deuce. I came in nervous, talked to former players, just listening to the shows and stuff. I really think people are underrating us. I think people that think it's going to be a blowout. I haven't watched a single Patriots game all year. Patriots 27, Seattle 23.
Wow. Okay.
Close.
Who's your MVP?
MVP pick?
Ramondre Stevenson.
Okay.
Feel good
3
story.
touchdowns.
That's just I want it for the story. Feel good story.
Oh, that is a feel-good story.
But also Drake would be cool too.
Maybe, you know what, for Alex, for you, I'm going to wear my I'm running out of clothes, by the way, everybody. I mean, I have
Wanna go
maxed
to
out my clothes
laundromat,
this week. But I'll wear my Ramondre Stevenson Angry Runs t-shirt to the game
there
for
we
you.
go.
Evan?
I feel like all year long, the Patriots have been in this spot, like where we keep waiting for this talent gap to appear, where they're just overwhelmed by a better team, and they look maybe closer to the team we all thought they were going to be going in instead of a team that was a Super Bowl team. And all year long, they've just been proving us wrong. They just win in this spot all year, and I think they keep it rolling. I don't know what it is. Some sort of Mike Vrabel magic dust that he has just sprinkled all over this team and all over this organization. I think it keeps going. I do think it's going to be a little bit more of a grindy game, a little bit more of a defensive battle. So I'll go 20-17 Patriots. I think Drake May does win the MVP if this happens, but a little dark horse MVP. I think Stephon Diggs has a chance to have a dark horse MVP. It's a guy that we haven't really talked a whole lot about, and this is his first ever Super Bowl. He's getting towards the end of his career. He might not ever play in another one of these, and it just seems like every time they play one of these big marquee primetime type of games, whether it was in Buffalo or it was in Baltimore, Diggs has a massive game, and I think he's going to have a massive one on Sunday.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So I am going to keep the train rolling here.
We're a bunch of homers.
No, but there's a lot of things.
We're going to be on a meme, a Seattle meme.
Yeah.
No, hopefully not. No, we're
media
not.
picks Patriots.
There's a lot of things that Evan said that I really agree with, and not necessarily anything X's and O's wise, but like the whole, like, they've been sort of doubted so often, and I think they've really used that to their advantage. And normally I'm not a big fan of all that crap, but this particular team, much like in 01, I think there's some value to it. And that's where I think there is some similarities to the 01. I think the Patriots are going to find a way to just continue to find ways to win. And they're going to get a lead. They're going to make Sam Darnold chase. Sam Darnold's going to make mistakes. The Patriots are going to win the game 27-24. And I have Drake May as the MVP also.
Yeah. Okay. That number 27 keeps coming up. You notice that?
Numerology, Fred.
Yeah.
That's probably an Alex thing.
It is.
And there's a reason, because that is the number that the Patriots are going to score. They're going to score 27 points. Now, they're not all going to be on offense.
That is going to pick Seattle.
Seattle.
But Seattle's going to have 45.
Seattle's going to end up with 18. And their 18 isn't all going to be on offense.
Ooh.
And so because of that, and one of the reasons why they're only going to score 12 points on offense is because of Milton Williams. And as I said,
going to miss an extra point, too.
Milton Williams is going to be your game MVP. So there you go. 27-18 Patriots.
I think that's the score I did Monday, guys.
That might be a scoregami.
I feel good if Fred has the same score as me from Monday.
Can I put in a Reich request now? If Milton Williams wins
Matisse Reich request.
MVP,
That's a little
can we
inside
do
baseball.
a supercut of every time during these shows that Fred has mentioned?
Yeah.
Because he's done it a lot. He keeps going back to it. Guests, doesn't matter. Fred's been all over this. If Milton Williams is the MVP, I think we need a Fred supercut, Milton Williams take.
And I don't know if you've noticed, Deuce, but I've been around for a while.
Yeah.
And you haven't heard me make fun of him.
No.
About it. You know why?
You know.
Because he's going to end up being right. And I'm not going to get made fun of for making fun of him.
We should honestly also make a cut of all the times Fred, like early in the season, was talking about us going to the Super Bowl.
What was the score?
No, I didn't.
You got on the train pretty early.
I don't know about that.
It was a bit. I think it was a bit at first. Fred. I think it was a bit at first.
I can't
but then
take
it
credit
became
on.
real.
I can't
What
take
was the
credit
score
for that.
that you
No,
hit
it's giving
exact?
you not credit. It's just hey.
Now,
look
once
he
the
called
playoffs
it.
started, I was on board, but not during the. I can't
So
take
it
credit
was
for that.
more of a bit.
Yeah,
because
if-
he always
Fred
we're going to the
doing
Super
bits?
Bowl.
if I was doing it, it was just like to hype it up. But
Yeah.
I didn't really feel it was going to happen until the playoffs started.
Oh, Cam Newton. We should get him.
You know, so
that would be.
but that's our picks. That's our picks.
When did we all know is a question that I feel like has been going around media availability.
Oh my God!
Every player, every
when
coach.
we beat Denver.
When did you know that this team was special? And some people have had different answers. It took some people a lot longer. Like the Baltimore comeback is one that a lot of people brought up. A lot of people have just said Week 5 in Buffalo.
Yep.
Beating Buffalo in Buffalo.
So that's when I knew they were good.
Yeah.
When I thought that they could be better than good was, this is a weird one, the second Buffalo game.
Yeah.
When everybody was kind of like, okay, Buffalo's coming to town now. They're going to have revenge on their mind. And the Patriots blistered them 21-0 coming out of the gate. And then, I understand they weren't quite ready to win the game and they lost it. But that was kind of the game that told me this is not just a flash in the pan.
Can I highlight one other game? And I'm not necessarily putting this in the pantheon because this team did fall apart. But I think the Tampa Bay game was a big game at the time.
Well, we broke them.
Yeah, right.
They were broken before
Yeah, I think they were breaking a little bit. But I do think that in that game, too, it felt like that was, at the time, Baker Mayfield was still in the MVP kind of conversation. Experienced team, some experienced defenders. And to go down there and have a hard-fought win, that was another game that stood out to me. I mean, a lot of the other games were, Tennessee, those things, New Orleans, not great competition. But I thought the Tampa game said a lot about this team.
So
too.
I don't know if you guys remember, but after the loss to Pittsburgh, they had like 5 turnovers or something like that. In our post-game show, do you remember me saying, you know what? After this game, I'm not upset. This is the way this game unfolded and the way it ended makes me want to get out there even more because I want this is the kind of game that give me another shot at this.
Yeah.
I felt that I felt after that game this team isn't that bad. Like they should have won this game. If we played it again right now, we would win. I really felt that way. So I guess I was getting indications that this team was better than I thought they were going to be. Not saying that they were going to be a Super Bowl, but better because I said that it was 6-game floor and a 10-game ceiling for this season. That was my pre-season. But I think after that Pittsburgh game, believe it or not, I said this team is better than I thought it was going to be. So I'll take credit for that.
They kind of needed that Pittsburgh game as a lesson. They had to learn the hard way that week that you turn the ball over like that and you play sloppy, you're going to lose in this league, especially against the better teams. And ever since that point, the turnovers and this kind of the sloppiness it completely went out the window. Like they really just learned their lesson and it never came back up again.
Yeah, but I can't honestly say that during the season I ever felt, this is a Super Bowl team.
No.
That
to me is I mean we talked a little bit about it. Like I really wanted to get by the first round of the playoffs. I just didn't want to go one and done, and then especially to a banged up Chargers team that was limited. After that point, I felt like let's just let it rip, see what happens. And I go back to this team. Just feels like a team that's going to come out, and I could be totally wrong. Wrong, but I think they're going to come out and play loose and play fast and play hard. And I think it's such a big key to get a lead on Seattle and to dictate how the game is going to be played.
I agree,
and put
Mike.
the pressure on Sam
You
Darnold.
people would come into my office and say, what do you think we're going to win this game? And when we get to the playoffs, everyone said, we're going to have a home game. Buffalo's going to win, and we're going to end up playing Buffalo. I said, no, they're not. I said, I knew Buffalo was going to get knocked out, and I knew we were going to end up in Denver. I knew that.
Well, they always play in Denver.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
well, even if Buffalo had won.
But that was part of my other bit.
If Buffalo had won, they would have switched our game to Denver. We would have played Buffalo in
neutral
Denver.
site. Neutral site.
Like, strength of schedule, actually. Why would
So I knew that. I knew we were going to Denver.
Yeah, I do wonder, the fast and loose thing, Deuce. Like, I feel like the offense has been a little bit tight in the playoffs and maybe a little bit jittery in certain games, especially the young guys and Drake May. This definitely has the possibility that happens again. It's a Super Bowl. But there's also the possibility where it's like, just go sling it. Like, so if you lose, but you go down firing, at least you went down firing and you didn't go down being all jittery and nervous about it. It kind of reminds me of 2001 when Bledsoe was on the sideline with Brady and was just like,
go out there and sling it.
Don't listen to that.
F that.
Yeah.
Go sling it.
Yeah, and that's how I feel like Vrabel's probably coaching them up this week is like, whatever, man. Like if you go out there and you lose, we lose. But like, let's not go out there and be timid and be jittery and be
Right.
worried about the moment and all that kind of stuff because who cares? You know, let's go try to win this thing.
Yep. All right. Let's see what people on the hotline have to say. 855-PATS-500. Dennis is in Boston. What's up, Dennis?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good.
Good. I just wanted to say, big fan, been listening for a few years after the Brady era, but I'm glad I found you guys. And this has been such a great week. It brought me back to kind of like the old Big Show, Glenn Ordway era where, they'd be there all week. I thought you had some great guests. I mean, to start the week with Frank Caliendo, that guy was hilarious. I mean, I've heard him a trillion times at this point, but it just never gets old. That must have been very funny sitting there with him. And Fred, I just got to say, first of all, I got a lot of bones to pick with Paul. I always do. Today's not the day for that. I'll call it next week. Or something.
No, I want the bones. Go ahead.
Fred,
Pick it.
How about one minor bone?
Let me give Fred his props quickly.
Okay,
And then I just want to say, Fred, with the interviews, you do a great job, like with the questions, just nonstop with these people. I mean, it's a very good. You do a great job.
I always think I stink at it, so thank you.
No, I think you do.
No,
I
it
agree with
comes
Dennis. I think you do a good job of getting the people comfortable, and then we sort of start coming.
Thank you. I feel like I always feel like I can do better, but anyway, thank you though. Thank you. Yeah.
Even if there's really nothing to talk about with some of these people, which is a bunch of different types. But
A couple of them sat down. I don't know who they were.
And then we have here, who is this? Bob.
Checks
I'm
notes.
like,
There's a guy down here too, Fred.
That was funny. That was real funny.
No, honestly, when Taylor from Bussin with the Boys sat down, I knew, I think that's the guy from Bussin, but I don't know his name. So I'm like looking at his name tags and the credentials that they gave us. The names are like really
so
tiny.
small.
I've been saying that all week.
So
Those
I
names
didn't
should
want to
be
make
big.
it obvious that I'm reading your name tag because I don't know who you are.
Faces in his torso.
But. So I got through that. But, yeah, I was, panicking a little bit. Yeah. And then
it comes across great. Very little downtime.
Excellent.
All right.
Thanks, Dennis.
What's your bone, Dennis?
What's the bone?
I mean, many, but you kind of redeemed yourself a little bit this week with the. I just over the last year, I love Belichick. Don't get me wrong, I love Vrabel, and this has been amazing, and I'm so glad that Kraft rectified his mistake. And I love Kraft too. I'm not saying anything bad about him. He deserves to be in. But I just, I don't love Paul's extreme negativity towards Belichick, and almost I know you're going to say I'm not giving him no credit, but it feels like you kind of give him no credit nowadays compared to Brady. Because you look at Shula, he had Marino. He didn't win one Super Bowl with Marino. So
I don't
you know
think,
what I mean?
I don't think Shula's a very good coach
Belichick
either.
was a lot more. Okay, well, that's phone number one. And number two is about the fans always feeling so defensive, nationally and everything. Patriots fans. To me, it comes back to Spygate and Deflategate. Our favorite team had such great success and just dominated everyone. We all kind of felt great watching that for 2 decades, and then it just kind of feels like the outside world had such an attack on the Patriots that's our team. That's our favorite team to watch, and we never kind of let that go, with Chris Mortensen reporting the inaccurate information with Deflategate initially, and Spygate, every team basically doing that same thing, but no one really realizing what they were even talking about. That's kind of the impetus, I think, for all this, and that's why Pats fans probably come off as sort of negative or defensive, because these things, they feel like their team didn't get proper credit.
It's true.
The team that they love. And when you talk about fans, it's not it's short for fanatic, really. It's not like a logical thing. It's like a passionate, emotional kind of thing to be a fan.
Of course.
So it's never going to be the Patriots sort of did get the short end of the stick for a lot of things for how successful they truly are. And I think fans think everyone should be more in awe of what happened rather than have all this, these attacks on them.
I hear you.
All
right, thanks, Dennis.
That was well summarized.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Even I didn't have a rebuttal.
Yeah.
Let's go to Francisco, North Carolina. What's up, Francisco?
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Good.
Good.
Hey.
All right. So, it's kind of leans into what, he was just saying about, being defensive and everything. So, as he's saying that, I got off work and then I saw, my old Facebook memories, and it's a lot of you know, of why are we not getting our credit? Like, you know, when James White scored the game-winning touchdown against Falcons, everyone's like, no, don't care. He wasn't even across. You can't even see the ball. Da, da. And, like, you know, I'm making posts like you know, I'm defending us like that. But, like, with all this being said is, like this is, like, my first season as, like, a grown adult. Like, thought, like, it's memorable. Like, the last time we won a Super Bowl, I was, like, I was freshly, like, 18 maybe. So it's kind of crazy being, like, you know, I've went through, you know, as a kid, we won 3 that I didn't even know about. And then, you know, when I was in high school, middle school, high school, and then, you know, now this is my most memorable season because I'm actually getting to experience it, like, as a full fan. Like, last year, my first game I got to go to, regular season game I got to go to was I went to the Tennessee game, you know, because it was close to North Carolina. So I got to see us lose, but I got to see the last play by, you know, in regulation by Drake, you know, the crazy scramble. And then, you know, we lost. And then, you know, I was ready to give up, like, first game because I decided to go to my first home game this year. I went week 1 to see the Raiders. You know, I watched that. So, you know, I was ready to give up again. So it's crazy how memorable the season's been for me and for everybody, I feel like, you know. So.
Yep. All right. Thanks for calling. Let's go to Colleen in Houston. What's up, Colleen?
My first home game this year.
Oh, we're still listening to
your internet
Francisco on Colleen's phone. What's up, Colleen?
Oh,
hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Thanks so much for taking my call. Love you guys, first of all. This has been great. Also, love the 20 to 3 talk. While getting my PhD, I got a 20 to 3 tattoo because it was like, things are hard, but you can get through it. So that's awesome. My question is, what would be considered like a good defensive performance against JSN? So I was thinking, like, obviously if we win, if he gets 12 catches for 140, who cares? But just in general, what would be a good defensive performance to hold him to? And then I have a random prediction that, not to step on Francisco's toes, but I think Marte Mapu is going to make a play on special teams probably. I think he's going to block a punt or force a fumble or recover a fumble and, go Pats. 27.
Wait, hey, Colleen, real quick. Did you just get the 28 to 3 number, or did you get, like, the full scoreboard tattoo?
Oh, just a number. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Because he's going to sue you if
you
you ask.
Right, I was just looking for, you know.
You wanted a kickback.
Yeah, you got a little kickback. No, that's really cool, though. I felt the same way about just the numbers. So.
What would you say for
That's
JSN?
awesome.
Like if they
Five,
held him
all right, thanks, Colin.
560.
They could hold him under 75 yards?
Yes.
I was going to say anything under 100, honestly.
Yeah.
Because the average is about 100 yards.
Yeah.
Just give me the context.
I mean, he had
that's why I'm saying yards.
He had almost 1,800 yards in the regular season. So
divide by
I think
18,
17,
so
yeah.
100.
Yeah, so if you have anything under 75, you're golden.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that would be a really good performance.
Yeah.
75
yeah.
yards.
Is there
unless
any,
it was like in 3 touchdowns.
What about Jake Bobo?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if he got like 8 for 75 and 3 touchdowns, that's not a good job.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Are you worried though a little bit? And I'm kind of joking, but not really. Of like the random Jake Bobo catch. You know, like remember I forget. Geez, the guests are been on the guest. Somebody brought up Chris Matthews.
Yeah.
You know, the random guy who, they do a good job on Barner and JSN, and then all of a sudden a Jake Bobo like squirts out and has 5 catches.
The way it is with the Patriots.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Like, well, I mean, I'd say the production on the Seahawks is going to come from probably basically 4 guys, right?
The Patriots equivalent to that would be, just Chisholm.
Yes.
Really. He's what does Chisholm have, like 3 catches?
Yeah. He might not be active, but don't tell Fred.
No, but like if the game-changing catches Pop Douglas, be like, where did that come from?
But see, I don't. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily bet on that, but there have been games that he's made the game-changing catch this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. Bobo had like 1 catch all year.
Yeah,
he's catching a touchdown in the NFC Championship.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be Bobo necessarily, but like I have had in the back of my head about Shaheed. Like Shaheed is a threat to score anywhere on the field. Like there's just all it takes is one play where he gets behind the defense or beats somebody on the outside on a go route 1-on-1 and something like that. And so I think that's the guy that if there's the guy that could make that one game changing play, and I'd add in his special teams, him returning the football too, end around, return, deep bomb, one of those types of plays. It feels like it would be Shaheed.
Chad in Schenectady has an issue with Evan. He says he's wrong about the MVP voting. He said the MVP voting and point system is different than what he said. Voters list their top 5 choices, and in order, each of those places is worth 10, 5, 3, 2, and 1. One vote could have swayed it. If that's true.
I'll have to look that up. I don't know. I don't. I'd have to.
It's funny. I thought it was 5. And then when Evan said 3, I go,
well, even if it was 3 versus 5, the number.
Because people always make the mistake of not subtracting the points.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's
whatever
close.
whatever the second place point total, you have to take that away and then add a first place.
The 3, maybe the 3 is how they score the All Pro teams. I don't know. I thought it was the same as the All Pro teams. Maybe it's different.
Okay. Let's see. Porter has a game management question for Paul.
There you go.
A few years ago, everyone ripped Kyle Shanahan for taking the ball first in overtime. It was justified in that case because the 49ers didn't seem like they knew the new rules and didn't have a plan, and they had Mahomes on the other side of the ball. However, in both of the playoff overtime games this year, the game was decided on the 3rd possession of overtime. So if this is a defensive battle in the Super Bowl, would there be a scenario where you would want the ball first and try to maximize your possessions rather than taking it second and knowing what you need after the other team's first possession?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would go second because I like to know what I need. This is like, I'm kind of nerding out a little bit, the analytics. I think the more information you have, I think that helps you. So in my view, the drawback of going first is it can potentially take away your aggressiveness. If you have a 4th and 2 from the 20-yard line, maybe you go for it, maybe you don't, but that's a huge call. Whereas if I know the other team scored, I have to go for it.
Right.
And I think having 4 downs to move the ball is an advantage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if the other team goes first and get a touchdown, there's no sense in me. I'm not going to punt.
And
I have to go for it on 4th down.
And it's like you said, knowing it. So when I'm on my 2nd and 3rd down, I know that I can play call for 4 downs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, I think that really you kind of almost are in a position there if you go first, you possess the ball first, where you're probably punting on 4th down. I don't think you're going to.
That's what I'm saying.
Because if you don't get it, and then you're
Right.
literally turning it over in field goal range for the game's over. Right. So you kind of have to punt it at that point. I don't really know why the game is timed.
Well, we talked about that.
So at that point,
and we don't have a definitive answer to it.
Well,
but I just think it's.
Is it just for bookkeeping?
No. No, somebody had a good answer for it. They time it, in quarters because there could be a wind situation. There could be a weather situation where going one side of the field is an advantage.
Yeah.
So they want to have a period where you have to switch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess that makes sense. I just, I don't know. I feel like we're basically doing a bigger version of the college style overtime, where instead of starting at the 40 or whatever it is in college, you're kicking off. But it's essentially the same idea that each team is going to get a chance to match, and they don't keep time, I don't think. So I don't know.
No, there was no timing in college overtime.
Yeah.
Another person.
I did look that up.
It's been real.
10,
All right,
10,
Alex.
5,
Have
3.
fun.
Yes.
Savor
Have
the
fun.
last few moments.
Thanks, Alex.
Patriots event.
I love it.
All right.
Humane
Paw
Society.
Patrol. Don't take home a dog.
For the
I
dogs.
Say hello to the
tempting.
dogs for me. I miss mine. I need a dog fix.
I know. Me too. I just see
need a
the working dogs around the hotel, and I want
know.
to pet it, but you can't. It's very tough.
I was going to go and pet Kirk Herbstreet's dog, but I didn't want to give it the attention. It gets enough attention.
You know who gave it too much attention was our friend Sophie Weller.
Oh, no.
We teased her pretty good. We teased her pretty good. No, I said everything to her face, but she was she was down on the ground rolling around with the dog. What is she doing?
She also got attacked by a Pop-Tart.
She got attacked by a Pop-Tart. Not a great week for Sophie so far.
Yeah.
But
Paul, you leaving?
No, I just put
okay.
the.
I didn't know if you were packing.
Just
up
putting the voting
He's
back.
making sure the secure voting is now
Correct.
in the correct
I
place
had to get
where
it
will
to
not be
what
lost.
is it? Is it Ernst and Young?
Ernst and
Yeah,
Young.
I was gonna say. I was literally just about to say that. Yeah.
In a mayonnaise jar. Kendall's in North Carolina. What's up, Kendall? Kendall? Nope. You're gone. Bill's in Virginia. What's up, Bill? Bill. I didn't want to talk to you either. All right.
Freddie's getting salty late in the
I think
show.
Bill in Virginia wrote in because he kind of gave up. So here's his email. Without mentioning the record, what's a preseason take you had completely wrong, such as Marcus Jones not making the team to being a captain and getting extended?
Who had that?
Yeah, I don't know. He's just
I
making
just-
an
that
example.
was like a hypothetical.
If I could
Yeah,
make a
well.
recommendation for you guys, I'd suggest having someone go back and timestamp this week's podcast. That way viewers can go back and scan which guests are brought on at what time when going
Hi,
back
Bill.
to catch up on the show.
Phil Perry,
Phil Perry,
doing God's
everybody.
work out
So,
there.
Good guy.
Do you remember a preseason or off-season prediction that you made that was just
So
way
I'm
off?
trying to just not think of like the record because that's obviously the thing that I was so far off
Yeah,
on.
I was thinking a little bit about the depth. I think that some of the depth was better. I don't think it was amazing or great, and they didn't really find a gem. But I think that guys like Jack Gibbons, Corey Durden, some of the pieces that have been thrust into bigger roles have performed pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's probably a million. I just don't really remember them off the
Yeah,
top of my
and
head.
I'm trying to
I mean,
think
I'm
of
wrong all the
I'm trying to
time.
think of things that aren't necessarily tied to the record. Probably the thing I'm the furthest off on is Drake May. Like I didn't see this coming. I thought I kept saying all offseason, if he makes this meteoric rise. But obviously I wasn't anticipating it, or I would have picked more than 7 or 8 wins, like everybody else picked. So if you had told me before the season that he was going to be an MVP candidate, I would have said there's no way he's going to be an MVP candidate. Even after the Buffalo game, I think people started talking about him an MVP, and I was like, come on. It's a little early for that. So that's probably the thing I was the most wrong on.
I have one. I think the thing I was probably most wrong on is we were talking when they signed Milton Williams about him potentially being,
that's a good one.
The Dallas Thomas of that Eagles defense or something like that, where is the product of everybody else and not him. And it turns out that he's just as good of a player as
I would
all
say
those
I was
guys.
wrong on that too.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely against the run and the pass, which was really another question mark people had, was whether or not he was going to be well-rounded enough to play every down, because he didn't do that in Philadelphia. He has definitely exceeded expectations for a guy that was the highest paid free agent in the offseason.
What about Diggs too? I think I
Well,
think I was more cautiously optimistic.
You just didn't like him.
I think I actually nailed Diggs.
Yeah.
I said like 100 catches for 1,000 yards.
Oh, really?
And he didn't have that many catches, but he was like right at 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
I remember saying, remember, folks, with this many free agents, they're not all going to work out.
Right.
So
That's a good one, Fred.
We'll be lucky if half of them work out.
Yeah.
And they all hit.
I do wonder with some of them, not to be like Debbie Downer, but how do all those contracts age is going to really start to determine the next
That's why Mike Dussault's offseason is so important, because you have to safeguard against that. You have to know that some of those guys that did X last year, like. You think Morgan Moses is playing 17 games again?
That's exactly what I was just
You
thinking
think Carlton Davis is playing 17 games again? The guy was in and out of the lineup 17 times.
Yep.
Carlton Davis gets dinged up early in a game, leaves the game,
Gets mad.
and then
But
sits a drive.
in
and
his
then comes
career,
back
it's been missing 4 games every year. This year, I don't think he missed 1, right?
Yep.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's why, this is not the time. We'll do this in the offseason. Mike and I will go back and forth on the whole depth debate, because I think the depth wasn't really tested because they didn't really get a lot of injuries.
Well, I think if you had told me that Harold Landry was going to be fighting through an injury and in and out of the field and really unproductive, that Robert Spillane coming down the stretch into the playoffs was going to be gone, and I mean really just those 2 pieces for me, I would have said, well, that's probably going to be tough for them. I didn't anticipate this from Chase on too, so there's other elements of it, and I get what you're saying. I'm not telling you that they found Tom Brady this season, but I thought that they did well enough that they kept winning games even when guys went out.
Yeah, I think when they were missing guys, the performance dramatically changed. in the Buffalo game, in the Cincinnati game, in the Baltimore game.
Yeah.
That they look totally different without Milton Williams.
Yeah.
No question.
Now, they were able to win a couple of the games because Burrow didn't play against Cincinnati and because for some reason John Harbaugh decided to stop playing Derrick Henry in the fourth quarter. Well, they easily could have gone 0-3 in that stretch.
Yeah.
Easily.
But
I mean,
Drake May
because of
also
the injuries, because of the Milton Williams
yeah,
absence.
but in Baltimore, Drake May also put the Superman cape on in the fourth quarter and made a couple
No, I know,
of
but would you
plays.
agree that
Yeah, it was
another
a huge
scoring
part
drive
of the
by
game.
Baltimore and you lose.
It was a huge part of the games, but that touchdown pass
and
to
by
Kyle
the way,
Williams
and by the way, Lamar Jackson also got hurt in that game in the second quarter.
Yes.
In other words, what I would say is they were able to win the games, but I don't think that they were not affected by. I think the depth was not strong, and I think that's the number one thing they need to address.
I guess
they got to get more good players.
I just look at the wins. I just look at how they won games. They won games.
That's all anyone cares about.
No matter who was in or out, they continue to win and find different ways to win. And maybe it's less a testament, Paul, to the depth and more a testament to the culture.
And I would say looking at that, so we would have put 4 or 5 guys in the very, very important category before the year. Can't lose this guy, can't lose that. Drake May didn't miss any time.
Yeah,
right?
No, it's important.
Christian Gonzalez missed 3 games. They went 1-2. Milton Williams missed 4 or 5 games, and all of a sudden they allowed 100 yards rushing in every one of the games that he was out.
I believe they're
those were the
undefeated
handful of guys they couldn't afford to lose.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they're undefeated when Milton Williams and Christian Gonzalez play. When both those guys have been on the field,
it's a fun fact.
They haven't lost a game.
I don't know if it's
crazy.
important. I mean, it's interesting.
I think it's pretty important. But I think that just to Deuce's side of the street, the one depth area, if you had told me that Vidarian Lowe was going to have to play for 4 games and actually play a serviceable left tackle in those 4 games, I would have been like, "Eesh, that doesn't sound
good." Luck.
I would agree. That would be one of the guys that we talked about, and they were able to get by.
Yeah, Ben Brown,
good, and I think
a couple of spot starts for Jared
Mike's
Wilson.
inclusion of Jack Gibbons, I think, is a good one too, because I think Gibbons played well.
Yep, agreed. Yeah.
Let's see. Rumi writes in, I live in Stockton, California, which is about 1.5 hours from the fan rally event. My husband and I have been Patriots fans for a long time. Love to understand more about the event. Is there a line, any sneak peek on who might be the alumni coming to the event? Well, I think Rumi's talking about the one tomorrow, although he says there's 2 of them, actually. So I don't know if he's talking about the one today or tomorrow. The one today is from 4 to 7 at Underdog's Cantina. And that's not the one with All Access, right? All Access is tomorrow.
No. That's tomorrow is all.
So I'm sure there'll be alumni there. I'm not sure who's going to be there though, but there'll be cheerleaders, and I'll bet you that a line's going to form. I'll bet you it's because
Paul's going to be
there. Yeah, it's at a bar.
Already
so
starting
yeah,
now.
so I'm sure not everyone's going to be able to get in. So if you haven't headed out for that one yet, I would say you probably want to skip it. Tomorrow's
pitch a tent outside.
Yeah, tomorrow's is at Splash Sports Bar.
You do what you want on your time, all right?
Splash Sports
Pitching
Bar in
tents all
San
week.
Francisco. That's from 3 to 6 tomorrow, and that's the one Paul will be at. Mike Reiss will be at. They'll be filming All Access. I'm sure there'll be other Patriots alumni there. Scott Zolak will be there.
Yeah.
There'll be some other celebrities there, I'm sure, too. So
Evan,
you might have a better chance going to Splash
I was
Sports
gonna
Bar
say
tomorrow.
I'm trying to get Deuce to come, but
I think
don't
it's
think he
looking
likes
positive.
me enough.
No,
He's
I think
going
it's
to
positive.
Alcatraz.
No,
We do kind of want to go to Alcatraz.
I was hoping to
It's
see
cool.
you.
I've
Did
I've
you
done
get
it.
tickets for that?
No, we haven't.
I just checked.
You're out of luck then.
No, they're still available. I just
Are
checked.
they?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, I thought they
I would
sold
think
out.
I thought they would sell out on Super Bowl week too.
Yeah.
Based on what Evan told me earlier today, but I just checked about a half hour ago, and there
Yeah,
were still some
that's Cosplay Perry's fault that we didn't go last year.
Wait, was that Euro
yeah.
Neil Perry? Let's see about
Yeah.
Euro Neil
Yeah.
Perry.
Yeah.
Where is he over there?
He
Euro Neil is
last year
is in the house.
when we came to San Francisco for Patriots 49ers, we all were like, yeah, Alcatraz, weeks in advance. We're like, we're doing Alcatraz. And the weeks come, we all thought that Neil had bought the tickets.
We're not doing Alcatraz.
And then the trip comes, and we're like, Neil, we got tickets to Alcatraz, right? And he just looks at us, and he's like, nope.
Yo. Yo.
All right, let's take a quick break. We're coming to our final segment here on Patriots Unfiltered. So we'll do that, and we'll be right back after that.
Come on. Switch it. Come on. Come on, come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in. We walked into a real one tonight. How much you sitting on? Over 20 mil. Any ideas who might want this money? The cartel, dirty cops. Where do you want to start?
Move, go!
It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
Come on. Switch. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex, this contours to it. So the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke. For the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in. We walked into a real one tonight. How much you sitting on? Over 20 mil. Any ideas who might want this money? The cartel, dirty cops. Where do you want to start?
Move, go!
It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
Come on. Switch. Come on. Come on. Come on. Switch. Switch.
Let there be ideas too big to stay ideas, and the software to make them soar. Let there be anything. Autodesk.
The future with AI will twist and turn. Cisco is the critical infrastructure for the AI era, clearing your path to wide open possibility. Cisco.
Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A yummy wake-up wrap. A medium iced or hot coffee. And 6 crispy golden hash browns. Dunkin's $5 meal deal. A deal for everyone.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex Disc contours to it, so the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke for the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in. We walked into a real one tonight. How much you sitting on? Over 20 mil. Any ideas who might want this money? The cartel, dirty cops. Where do you want to start? Move, go! It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
Patriots Unfiltered.
Oh.
All right, we're seeing some highlights here.
Oh, I thought you had like audio with this. Yeah, but this is a little montage
This is basically
they made.
letting you see what we've seen all week.
Yeah.
This is a peek behind the curtain. Oh, there's Garcia.
Oh, it's Felger
There's
and Matt.
Paulie on. Yeah, there he is.
There he is.
Oh, no, that's when they got him off.
That's not me.
He wasn't speaking truth.
That's an empty suit.
We had Felger on today.
That
was
that's
fun.
Marty Walsh, the old mayor.
The Irish NFL show.
Ireland.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm noticing, guys,
Oh,
is
there's,
this.
is that Malcolm Butler?
Right now, this has the feel around here of the Combine on Friday, where it's like the party is leaving town.
You ain't got to go home.
And usually the Combine, it ends on Friday or Saturday, and, you know, it's just over, and that's the end. But now it's like, it's not over. It's the biggest part now can arrive, where we've wrapped up the week on Radio Row, and now it's time for Super Bowl 60.
We're going to get ready. Still
Now-
got another day, though,
Now
after
we can
this.
actually, focus on the actual football. Not the nonsense. Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe instead of the
Good.
ball knower, Evan, I need to make you I'll bring it back to football. Like, bring it back to football. Like,
Well, that's my
what you
favorite
do.
part about
I
this
know,
is that all of these, people that are here to, like, I don't know, promote whatever. I don't want to name something because it might get us in trouble. To promote something or whatever, they
Soap
all
with a
leave,
slot.
and now we can actually go to the football game and talk about the football game, which is what we all came here for. Thank you very much.
Maybe that could be a bit, Fred. If we ever make it back to the Super Bowl, you could make the rounds trying to sell soap with the slot. Try to get on. See how many shows you
Man
can
on
get
the
on
street.
to
I'll
talk
be his-
soap with the slot, and you be
I'll
the
be
handler.
this guy. I'll be the handler. I'll say,
No.
Excuse me. Would you like to talk to Fred Kirsch about his innovative soap with a slot?
Right. What?
Here, try
I
it.
can get treated like I treated some of the other
Right,
people.
right. No, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Move it along. Move it along.
Let's go to the phones. Porter's in Minnesota. What's up, Porter?
What's happening here?
There used to be a
Hey,
derogatory
how's it
name
going,
like
guys?
that.
Okay.
Good. I got a question for Paul.
Oh.
What's up, my man?
What's up?
So a few years ago, everyone ripped Kyle Shanahan for taking the ball first in overtime. I think it was justified in that case because the 49ers didn't seem like they knew what they were doing and didn't seem like they knew about the new rule.
I think
But in both
we
of
read
the
your
playoffs-
Porter.
Yeah,
Did
so-
you send an email on
Yeah,
this?
we read an email
We
on
read
this.
your email.
I would still
you
say
did?
yeah, and I
Yes.
would still say that I would take the ball second, and he deserved to get criticized because he didn't know the rule. Like, he wasn't really aware of the strategy, and you should be. That's part of your job as a coach.
I wonder, because I got to defend my guy a little bit. Like, did he not know the rule, or did his nerds just steer him wrong, and they said this was the better way to go? And I'm not saying that it was the right decision. I'm just saying, did he not really not know the rule?
I think that he has since taken the ball second in overtime.
Right, but that might have changed his philosophy, but, like, did they go into that game and say, we think that this is the best strategy? You know what I'm saying? Like, saying that he didn't know the rule is a little
strong, but
yeah.
I think he got caught with his pants down.
Yeah, that's not good.
I do. I think he got caught.
You know what? He's a great offensive play designer. I never said he was a good game manager, all right? That's not the part of the game that I really,
Get a stretch.
Yeah, exactly. Get a stretch. Well, that's why Stretch went to L.A. with the Rams, was because Sean McVay has notoriously not been great at managing games.
Which I don't really understand, how guys that think the game at the level that both of those guys do, McVay and Shanahan, I mean, they're probably as instrumental in half of the league's offenses right now. They directly have a relationship with half of the league, and they can't necessarily figure out game management strategy.
I think it's because
clock and situations.
They're so trained in X's and O's, and like it's a different part of the brain. Like I defer to you on all this stuff because it's not my specialty. It's just different. It's a different way of thinking about the game than thinking about the schematics of it.
So, but here's the thing, and I don't know, maybe I'm oversimplifying it a little bit. I do find those situations interesting, at the end of games, timeouts and whatnot, but I would think, and I know Mike Vrabel does this, because I've heard him mention 2 or 3 different very specific examples this season. There should be research done, and you say, if I need to get my field goal unit on the field on the fly, I need X amount of seconds minimum. If I need to, do X, Y, and Z, there's a certain number that they know, and I think it's 17 seconds for something like that or whatever. But you do this over and over. You drill it, and you realize where it comes to a point where you know it by rote. It shouldn't be should I take a timeout here? No, there's 29 seconds left. I have 2 timeouts left. If I'm inbounds here, I don't have to take the timeout, or I do have to take the timeout if I want X amount of plays. It shouldn't necessarily be a variable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I would think if you were a professional coach, I don't know all of those. But if I were a professional, like Andy Reid, I could never understand how it was so hard for him. Study it.
Well, I think that's what's interesting about Stretch is that and I think Vrabel has that acumen on his own, right? But
they're on it.
But it's so clear that they have those exact conversations of if X happens, we're going to do Y, and they have this all of it all mapped out depending on the situations and the scenarios, and it just shows Stretch's value. And I think every team. Kyle Shanahan, if he could, obviously stretches don't grow on trees. He's a very good at what he does.
Right.
But if you could find somebody that's an equivalent, how beneficial that would be for somebody like Kyle Shanahan to have someone that is at, they don't do it. It feels like they don't do anything in that vein until Stretch comes over the headset and says, let's challenge this, or whatever. Yep. It's all him. He's all up top doing all of it.
All right, let's go back to the phones. Eldred, what's going on? He says,
hello?
Yeah.
There he is.
How you doing?
There he is.
Hey, about time. Hey, how y'all guys doing?
All right.
Hey, my problem is I had one of my favorite heroes just said he don't have a dog in the fight, and I don't know how to react to that.
I hear you. How does it make you feel?
How does that make you feel? How do we feel
Pissed.
about Tom Brady?
Pissed.
Yeah.
Let it out. Let it out, Ed.
Because I like that thing where it said, I'm a Patriot for life. I know you're a part owner of the Raiders. I know you got Kenneth Kudiak for the Seattle's going to be your head coach, but you could have just declined it a little bit and said, well, I got 2 dogs in a fight maybe, and I can't say, but even though I got 25 years with this team, and Josh and Vrabel, we were teammates and whatever, but you at least could have came out that way, Brady. I always go down defending you, but right now,
what are you doing, Brady? Run it again.
Run it again.
Yeah.
Run it again, whatever. But my thing is, if we can, I know about too much JSN, but he ain't the only target they got. But you can't cover Walker one-on-one with one linebacker out there in the flat and the tight end. And that left side of our line. I wish they would start Brown instead of Wilson. I wish they would do that. But how y'all feel about it? And I'll take it off the air.
All right. Thanks, Eldred.
Thanks, Eldred.
Thanks, Eldred.
I guess I would say it sounds weird. I'm surprised that this has caused such a firestorm. I guess that's stupid to say. I mean, it shouldn't be because
what
Brady said.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Sorry. I thought you were going on the offensive line.
Oh, sorry. Were you on that?
No. No, Eldred was.
I'm not surprised.
It was an odd thing.
He continues to distance himself from the Patriots. I really feel that way. And is it Raiders ownership? I think it's mostly that. I don't think it's the broadcasting thing. I don't buy because other guys that are in broadcasting have teams they played for, and it's not like this with a lot of those guys.
Absolutely.
So I think it's the Raiders ownership thing. It just, whether it's something like this, these kind of comments, his support for Matthew Stafford for MVP, even if he felt that way that he was the most deserving player, that was kind of weird. He still hasn't called a Patriots game. In his broadcasting career, he still hasn't called a game yet of the all these things just add up to me like he wants to kind of keep the Patriots at a distance.
It's like you have a kid and your kid grows up and gets married, and okay, my kid has his own family now, or she has her own family now, but I would like to think that she still recognizes us as her parents.
Yeah.
And give us, you still have a dog in the fight here back at home.
Yeah. You know what's something I like, though, is that when they cross paths again with Vrabel, if it's on camera or there's some kind of interaction, I think Vrabel will let him know that we heard what his pick was.
Or like earlier this season when the Patriots played the Bucks, he said, "Don't make me choose."
Right.
Like, don't make me pick the game.
Right.
It's like,
come on.
Yeah. Do you think Joe Montana has hesitations about picking the 49ers over the Chiefs?
Right.
Or Michael Jordan with the Bulls and the Wizards?
New England is your
the
pro
Montana
football
one's
home.
a good comp.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
obviously Joe Montana's a 49er.
He never won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs, but
yeah.
Well, the Patriots fans who hated Brady were ahead of the curve on this one.
Oh,
there's Patriots fans who hated Brady.
Good job, Deuce.
No, it's me. I hated him so much.
He wrote a song about him, but then he hated him.
I won't forget
it was
Brady.
me. I hated him.
Somebody texted me. I need to redo that song.
Dominic from Kansas City writes in,
Forget you,
where do
Brady.
you rank the Seahawks in comparison with all the other Super Bowl teams the Patriots have faced?
Oh.
Where do you rank them compared to the other teams?
Can we see how they play in the Super Bowl?
This Seahawks team reminds me a little bit of the 18 Rams, just in the way that I think when you're within that system and when he's within the easy buttons of the offense, Darnold and Goff are both really, really good in their respective years. Young, up-and-coming kind of mastermind, schemer, coach. That's the team that it kind of reminds me the most of. Because of the quarterbacks, really. I think both quarterbacks on a good day, when they have their offenses rolling, the system is rolling, and all that stuff, can be really, really good. But they also have days where you wonder if you're ever going to win a Super Bowl with that quarterback.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I just go 0-1, I think, with the way that you've got a kind of a new regime, you've got a new quarterback, you've got some uncertainty. They're not as underdogs as that team was, obviously, but I see some parallels. It's hard to draw those parallels to 03, 04, 14, 16. Those were juggernaut teams that were established, and you knew what you were going to get. And this team is new. There's a new vibe to it, and that's why I'd like to see in the Super Bowl, because I don't feel like we know exactly what we're going to get.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, we got a lot this week. It was a great 4 days, Tuesday through Friday here at Radio Row. 16 hours of Patriots Unfiltered. It'll be even better if the Patriots can pull off a win, because all this is great to do, but if we don't win, it's like, oh, man. So here's to Patriots pulling it out on Sunday. Here's to all of you for watching, listening all week. For Paul, for Evan, for Deuce, for Matt, for Anthony, for Matisse. We're going to sign off. We're going to get at it. We've got 2 more days to go. Can't wait. The countdown continues. Let's go, Patriots.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Hey, this is Deuce. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you really want to help us, make sure you like us wherever you get your podcasts, like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, make sure you follow us on the New England Patriots YouTube channel to see this show and everything else that we do here at the Patriots. Thanks a lot.